Yes, indeed, folks. Good evening. Welcome this evening to Voice of BKS. Welcome to the Heat Hour program here. Welcome to BKS TV. This is your number one show in Nima and its surrounding too as well. This show is always simulcast on Voice of BKS in Mutu Town, Nima County, and Voice of Tapita in Tapita City, Nima County. We'd like to say a big shout out to Mr. Jacob Bantu for always relaying the show on Voice of Tapita in Tapita City, Nima County. Again, folks, welcome to today's edition of the show. My name is Junior Payne, your regular host, and tonight we will have Professor Dr. Jeremiah Wapo. Jeremiah Z. Wapo will be our guest on the show. And of course, we'll be discussing Liberia politics. We'll be discussing Liberia in its totality. And guess what? He's a doctor. He's a professor. So this will be more of an educational segment of the show where we will be learning more about politics, more about way forward for Liberia. And our brother Shadrach Thomas Duoki, Shadrach G. Thomas Duoki, is joining us here tonight too on the show. Shadrach is from Sanicole. Those of you who don't know, some of us have lived in Sanicole for a very long time. You get to know that the Duoki family, they have Sanicole, where you got the Duoki's quarter. So Shadrach then owns Sanicole. And those of you joining us on Facebook and YouTube, would like to say welcome to the show this evening. It's a pleasure to have all of you here tonight. We will be hosting Dr. Jeremiah, Professor Dr. Jeremiah Zewapo. Sorry for my bad manners. I don't want to be here in contempt of anything here tonight from the Professor Dr. Jeremiah. And it is to my knowledge that he's from Buyao district. So we will be asking him where he hail from in Nima, because the name Wapo sounds familiar. So he will be telling us where he hail from. But before we bring the professor on, let's bring Shadrach and hear him what's on his mind this evening. Veteran Shadrach Thomas Duoki, good evening and welcome to the show this evening. How you doing, Chief?
Good evening, my dear brother and Cumber. I'm so happy at least we can be alive today.
It's great
Yeah.
having you on the show here this evening, Shadrach. As always, it's great to have you. Today, there was a groundbreaking ceremony in Lofa County for a football stadium. I want to hear you what's on your mind very shortly before we bring on our guests.
I am just happy for the level of development taking place across Lopa. Today there was a groundbreaking ceremony of a stadium to be constructed in Lopa. It's going to be worth close to 7.5 million. And that stadium will be able to host other national league in Lopa. If not, it's going to be second to what we have at the FKD, because from the blueprint of saw, it's so magnificent. So I want to say thank you to President Boakai for the level of concern and development he's leveraging across Lupa. Yeah, I'm just impressed that the Lupians are thinking of their country. It doesn't matter the government in power, but they always focus on their country. A lot of people wrongly believe that during the CDC regime, the Southeast benefited. But I say no. If you go back to history and find out CDC regime, there is no country that benefited more than Lupa. In terms of job, I will tell you, Lupa, 60% of employment during the CDC regime came from Lupa, undisputedly. Okay, and then within the broadcast regime, 75% comes from Lupa. So I just want to be grateful to them. I'm not against them, but I'm jealous progressively that Nima can emanate what comes from Lupa. Rather than fighting ourselves, we'll be like them, progressive jealousy. Lupians will not think on which government is in power. What they think on is protecting and promoting Lupa. When the CDC were in power, Lupians, governors support for one another, and they focus on their country. Again, United Party is in power, and you see them, the like of Sir Joseph, the like of Thomas Fowler, and the rest of the people, they have retreated, and they are again contributing their support to their country. So their loyalty is not to a particular individual or institution. but it's to the county. So if Nima can just grab that philosophy and believe that whatever we go for is not for ourselves, we are not going to amass what for ourselves, but the country is number one. Be it ANC, be it CDC, be it UP, be it whatever party that comes to power. The embodiment must love one another and put the country first. Not where we go fighting Nima men for Nima men. We preaching Nima unity, what we're preaching, while we are there putting, or let's say, putting one group of people ahead. Okay. Why will you have all Nima caucus with the exception of Taiwan Way against Musa Berete, that was the only Nima man version to become the
So,
deputy speaker?
Shadrach, this is a really interesting discussion. We'll have it discussed right after our guest leave. You know, he's a professor, he's a doctor. We cannot keep him waiting in the back. That would be like
Okay,
disrespect. I would tell you as
okay,
disrespect. So we'll stay here. We will compare the development that are going on currently in Lofa as compared to Nima County because politically we pay our quota to this government. We from Nima. We pay our quota hugely to this government and we have our son there. And last night you gave a parable, a scenario about the plane that's supposed to crash, and because of it, that plane didn't crash again. How long are we going to keep our faith as Nema people to enjoy our part of the national cake? Don't get me wrong. There are projects ongoing currently within NIMA, but as a journalist, I can tell you for free, there is no single government project that I know of within NIMA. The project that you see going on currently in Nima County is either from the County Social Development Fund or from the Social Development Fund. So, like a national project where we're seeing a proposed 10 million or less 10 million project in Lofa, and currently with the stadium and all of the other projects, you name the rest. We'll have it discussed here tonight, Shadrach. But let's bring on Professor Dr. Jeremiah Zewapo. Just a little bit about him before he come on tonight. Dr. Jeremiah Zewapo is a two-term presidential candidate in Liberia. He has contested twice, and he's also the dean of the graduate studies at the Stars University. He's a scholar, a respected one, and a reform advocate for champions of leadership and all of that. And I'm told that he's from District 5 in Nima. I don't know how true it is, but let's bring him on. He will tell us more about himself. Professor Dr. Jeremiah Zewapo Sr. Good evening and welcome to the show this evening, Chief. How you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm doing terrific, and thank you guys for putting this medium in which we can communicate with one another to discuss what concerns our county. I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to discussing any issue that will benefit us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. I mean, it will be more of educational discussion, more of teaching tonight than being an ordinary show where we interview somebody. I do not have the charisma to interview you. I do not have the pedigree to interview you. So just bear with me tonight. And let me just roll the dice for you so we can keep it on going. But let's start with you, where you hail from, your professional background, your educational background. Let's start the conversation from there, Chief.
Well, thank you. I am from Yaoblole. I am the nephew. I'm a nephew of the late Jackson Evdo. The late
Okay.
Jackson Evdo was my mother's youngest brother. I hail from Blole. Particularly, I'm from two places in Nimba. My mother is from Blole, and my father is from Loi, right? Seklebiaman district. I claim Blole because there where I grew up, and there were the people of Booyah took care of me and to make me, to mold me to become who I am today. So I strongly feel that that's a place that knows who I am, and so I claim it to be my home. So Blole is where I hail from. Um, Educationally, I was schooled in the Great United States. I graduated from Tottenham High in Liberia, and I left and went to the United States. I attended University of Illinois at Chicago. I got my master's and bachelor degrees from the University of Illinois at Chicago. Then I went to business school at Augustine University in Chicago as well. I graduated from there with honor. I'm part of the honor society in the Great United States, the honor society where the smart students are enrolled by the faculty senate of the various states. I'm part of that society. And since then, I've been writing articles and books. And I taught in the United States as well. I taught at the University of Illinois, Chicago. I taught research method. And I moved to Liberia. Um, I'm also teaching here. Since I've been here, I've been teaching to various universities, including University of Liberia, AME University, um, AMEZ, AMEU, Stella Marie Polytechnic, Metropolitan College of Health Sciences, and currently I'm teaching at the Star University and also the Dean of the Graduate School, and working with students so that what they inspire to write as their various thesis so can be able to publish it so people can learn from it. The reason for research is to dispense the knowledge and not to keep it in our bosom. So we are working on that assiduously to see how we can be, our university can be not only a teaching university, but a research university. So that's a snapshot of what I'm doing. Of course, as you say, I've been running for the presidency 2 times, 2017 and 2023 respectively. And I'm not president yet, but I believe that one day my voice will be loud enough where Liberian people will see reason why they should give me the presidency to make a great transformation in Liberia.
Great. It's great having you on the show here once again, Dr. Jeremiah. I'm told that you have a political party, and
Definitely.
this will lead me to my next question. What's the name of the political party?
The name of the political party is Vision for Liberia Transformation Party, VOT. If you hear about VOT in Liberia as a political party, I am the a standard bearer and a political leader. I don't own it. I don't like when people say you own a party because the party is for Liberian people. I don't want to take personal ownership of it. I happen to be the vision bearer for now, and subsequently, when I have no energy anymore, somebody who wants to keep the torch burning will take over the party. That makes it Liberians People Party. So the party name is Vision for Liberian Transformation Party. And our vision for Liberia is to make sure not only eradicate poverty, not only teach people to to fishing for themselves, but to make sure that at least the people who cannot afford, who do not have the means in the society, whose children cannot afford to go to school, whose children cannot eat normally on a daily basis, so we can make sure through the agricultural revolution that we are intending to launch in Liberia, so they can eat at least 3 times a day. And once you have that in taking place in Liberia, we will be leading towards not only a brighter Liberia, but a successful Liberia, where we will not be dependent on other people to feed us.
During the 2023 general presidential election, you contested, and during the second round, elect with two political parties, the CDC and the Unity Party. Did you pledge your support to any of these two parties during the second round?
Of course, yes, I did. I have been friendly with the Unity Party and the President Joseph Boyka in 2017. I supported him. Unfortunately, he did not win in 2017. Georgia won. Repeatedly in the Georgia regime, they contacted me so I can be on their side or during the campaign so I can campaign for him. But I did not know my campaign message to campaign for Joshua. Up to now, I don't know my campaign message when I joined Georgia to campaign for him. I don't know the campaign message. I don't want to send wrong message out there where Liberian people will say, "Well, you told us there and we did it." So I don't want to do that. There's no way that Jeremiah Wapo can go and campaign for Joshua to becoming president of Liberia. I can't do that. So I supported Unity Party in 2017, 2023 as well. I did similar thing. I supported. I didn't only support them. I used my personal finance to campaign for Unity Party so President Barker can come to power. Yes, I did.
Great. Now, this will lead me to this question. How do you rate the Unity Party-led government as compared to the CDC-led government when it comes to development? I want you to take into consideration there are two first year. During Joshua, had 2 years in office, in the Unity Party-led government, 2 years in office. Rating them with their level of development with emphasis to NIMA, where you hear from.
Well, comparing Unity Party with CDC is like you're comparing life with death. There's nothing synonymous when it comes to developmental infrastructure in Liberia and the progress and the insights of doing things in Liberia. I don't see any synonyms between both parties. However, NIMBA stand a better chance to be developed. I think sometimes ago, if I'm not mistaken, the military barracks in NIMBA was renovated or was upgraded to the modern facility. And as I understood, more will be done. Unlike current government, I did not see any significant development from the past government to, in NIMBA, I did not see any significant any improvement in NIMBA. Though there were people in the government, as they are right now, people from NIMBA participated in the government. But the big, the $1 million question here is that, like you were discussing your preliminary or opening statement, you say when people come to power, they focus on their home and do development in their individual homes and what have you. I don't know whether that's the way it should be done, but that's what they feel to see. But we are still standing by as we can see more Nimbayans in this government. We can see how they will push the agenda for major developments to take place in Nimba County. We're seeing it. We are very grateful to this government that most of our roads, especially so roads from Ganta to Tapeta, is being constructed. We can power the road straight from here to Loguatu. Your car won't be dirty along the road. That's great. And we want to see Morovia, from Yekepa, from Senegal straight to Yekepa being paved, and a lot of development to go in there. And one of the reasons for which development is somehow slow, on a slow pace in Nimba, is that we do not understand, nationally, we do not understand what it means to have a concession company like Metal Steel in your country. And the mistake is that Liberia still operating on the optional CSR, optional corporate social responsibility. We are still operating on that, and we need to graduate from there to go to prescriptional CSR. The great United States doesn't do optional CSR. France doesn't do optional CSR, and they don't have the resources that they have that we have. So why should we do optional CSR? We need to graduate from there. Once we started doing prescriptional CSR, you will see that even a company comes in your area, they want to spend 1 year. That 1 year, you will see a tangible CSR being implemented that the society and the community will benefit from it. If they spend 15 years, you see 15 different CSR. If they spend 20 years, you see 20 different CSR. But because of some egotistic attitude that is being, most of the time, is being practiced by our officials, they compromise the common good of the people, and we are less likely to benefit from what we're supposed to benefit from. So this one, I think, will be a different discussion. But if the need arises where I'm questioned on that, I will do that. But I see that there's more chance in the next coming years also, so that NIMBA can experience more development initiatives from this government to NIMBA. I'm not saying that it will be competitive to LOFA or whatever is being done in LOFA, it should be done in NIMBA County. I think what should be done is that development should be done on a need basis, not want basis. One development is done on a need basis, we'll see that we'll be implementing development sporadically in various counties based on their needs versus wants. Want is not something that steer the affairs of development, but when we're doing it on a need basis, you will see that development will go across the country. For example, I don't think it's necessary now, while it is true that a hospital is great, I don't think it will be necessary for us to go build another hospital in Senegal. I don't think it will be necessary for us to go build another hospital in Capeta. But can we carry another development? Can we carry a university, construct a university in Capeta? Of course, yes. Nimba is a populated county. We can benefit from that. Can we carry a robust transportation system? Can we create a tourist site in Nimba County where we'll be able to be one of the economic stream, a stronger economic stream beyond the iron ore in Liberia? Can we create a country economic stream where we can be able to generate income from? Of course, yes. These are things that we should be looking at when we have the county development fund, so we can use it in that direction. That money will be coming straight to NIMBA. We'll not be waiting for government to come and give us hand out as we usually do. So there are more to discuss. If you can ask me what I know, I'm going to share with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Then we have more to discuss here tonight, like you said. Let's welcome to the show Lorena Domke, the Loom female, and Mr. Chris Lee, our guys to welcome. Now, you supported this government during the second round, and the district you hail from, Booyah District, by far contributed the second highest vote in the county. Some sons and daughters of the district have been complaining lately on social media and other radio stations that Booyah is being left behind in this government, that they supported with everything, both developmentally and when it comes to job too as well. And you play a role. You, Professor Dr. Jeremiah Zewapo, you convinced the people of Booyah to vote for this government. What said you on the issue of Booyah being left behind, no presidential appointee position from the district, and no other development from there, according to some citizens of the area?
Well, that's a very good question. I don't know whether I have the answer since I'm not in the government. I'm not working as well in the government. I don't know whether I have the answer, but we have to give some insinuative responses that wise people will be able to look into the data we'll provide so they can make a decision from there. There are a lot of stuff going on in Liberia why people like me and other people might not be working. There's a competition within the NIMBA circle. People want to take ownership of NIMBA, and certain people want to own NIMBA. And I don't know whether NIMBA is something to own as an individual. I'm not too sure, but that was going on. And within that fight, a lot of people have been left on the side, So if at all we're talking about NIMBA unity, we must first of all love ourselves first, I'm not one of those that say if it is not me, it shouldn't be any other person. Like you can remember, if you ever recall that, the current president now, he and myself were working together assiduously. We have personal discussion between he and myself when it comes to Liberian politics. With my open mind, I was able to connect Senator Johnson and the current president so that we can work together so that when election comes, so we can have a bigger part of Nimba County in Liberia to win. But later, Senator Kuhn was introduced to Boyka so that he and Boyka can work together, which of course I embraced it. I think when they were announcing the then Senator Kuhn, I was at the program and I embraced it. I supported him. From there, I don't know, things fell apart. Definitely things fell apart until now. We are working on stuff, and we will still be Nimbayan. We will still be brothers and sisters. I have no malice against anybody. And my strong feeling is,
when you say things fell apart, Becky will continue with that. What do you mean that things fell apart?
Well, there was some cohesion prior to the statement I just made earlier. There was some cohesion between the Unity Party and myself. But with the coming in of Senator Johnson and introduction of the then Senator Kuhn to run with uh, now President Boakai, the friendship became a little bit slippery. There were a lot of things talk that go on, which I cannot give you evidence to say this is evidence, but we know what went on. And today we've seen the result around, but that is not a big deal. Our support for Unity Party, it was not for my individual benefit, it was for the benefit of Liberia, so that Liberia cannot fall into the wrong hands. And we are happy that the relationship between the current president and the vice president is moving on strongly. They are working together. They are planning together, they are working together. But the bigger picture we want to see is that we want for NIMBA to benefit. Of course, there are few people from NIMBA, but Booyah is not been showcased in the dispensation or the distribution of position. Why, I don't know, but according to rumors and that we cannot really validate, there's a lot of fighting going on within Nima County, and because of this, certain recommendations that's supposed to reach the president for Nimbayans in that direction of Booyah to be looked at, they have been stepped on, which I cannot validate. I continue to say that, but this is what we've been hearing. With me personally, my support for Unity Party was not because of job. If I get it, I came to Liberia to serve my nation. If I'm offered a position, I would definitely work in that position so the Liberian people can see my pedigree of leadership. But if I don't have it, I will still support those who are there, who have the authority in their hand right now. I will still support them so they can be successful. That's the kind of person I am. So what we can do is to build a stronger country, unify our country, so that next time we can speak with one voice instead of speaking with divided voice. There's a common saying in Nimba. They say, the people who are better. Meaning that what grows on your parents' farm, you cannot go to another person and beg for it. Nimba County has the population. Nimba County has the vote. Nimba County has over 150,000 votes. And this coming election, I can guarantee you Nimba County will reach up to 200,000 votes. Do you think that if Nimba stands by one of his daughters or son to say, look, we want this to happen, that will not happen? It will happen. But the problem is we stay dive into this hatred, or if there is not me, it should not be anybody, and everybody wants to be a second to somebody. It is becoming a difficulties that like Nimba County need to resolve. But I strongly feel that if we are truly uniform and unify ourselves in Nimba County, we can dictate the journey of the politics in Liberia.
Now, we were told that before the 2023 general presidential election, your party vote needed to go with this current president, Joseph Yuman Boakai, as a marriage to them like the MDR. But along the way, something went wrong. Can you attest to this? Did you have any other conversation with the current president for you to go as vice bearer to him?
Well, let me tell you something. I do not want to say yes. I do not want to say no. But what happened is this: we had a good relationship. We had a trusted relationship. And what happens is that vice president job is not a job that you can apply for. If somebody has to trust you that you are not dangerous to them, that you don't want their position before they make you a running mate. And besides that, they got to feel that their dream alliance with you before they take you to be a president. How he paid me, would I have accepted? Sure, I would. But not because he didn't pick me, then I should be an antagonist to my brother who was picked. I can't do that. So there was no formal discussion to say, oh, Jeremiah, our friendship will yield, it will lead to you becoming a running mate. We never had that discussion, but we have mutual understanding. That's what I can tell you right now. We have mutual understanding of working together, but to pinpoint that where our friendship will lead to you and myself becoming president, vice president, respectively, no.
There is this statement going around currently in Nima that we should protect our own. We have our eyes on the bigger picture, that is the presidency, and many sons and doctors have been thinking that 2029, the vice president will possibly contest as president of the Republic of Liberia. You hear from Nima, and you are also one of the top political figures in Nima and Liberia. Just in case one of Nima's sons is contesting as president, someone who has served as vice president before is contesting as president, and the discussion is held with you, Dr. Jeremiah Wapo, that you should back off from the race in 2029. Would you accept?
Well, that's interesting. Telling somebody to back up from the race is not it. But first of all, we got to look at few things. We got to look at electability and likability. Does Jeremiah Wapo has a likability? As you can see, during the past election, although I was also cheated in the past election, but you see how statistically my vote was dispersed, statistically dispersed across the country, where I didn't even reach, I got vote to that place, meaning that I have the likability. Do I have the electability? Of course, when the level playing field is clear, and we play the card according to the politics of Liberia, definitely there's a potential that the vote party will be elected. If the vice president, does he have the electability across Liberia? I am not too sure. Does he have electability in Nima County? Of course, yes. Of course, because he has been senator of Nima County. He has been representatives for Nima County 2 times. So yeah, he has the electability. What matters is to know whether he has the electability. And next is that becoming a vice president does not necessarily translate to you becoming president. We've seen history that people have become vice president and they contested for presidency, they didn't win. So having the illusion that somebody has become president, automatically the person will become a vice president, I don't think that's a good thing. So there are few variables that we need to look at before we decide and tell somebody, you know what, I think this time it is this person chance versus just because we from Nimba and the person is in a vice presidency role, meaning that it will lead to presidency. And we should not get this wrong. Nimba people, we should be able to manage our expectation. The current vice president is a vice president to a sitting president, and the sitting president has never told anybody that he's not running. The man is young, he's strong, he's doing well. And I can easily say that he's doing things. Some of the things that he's doing are things that Liberian people want to see, and they might want to see him run. So what make we the Nimba people think say 2029 Jeremiah Kung is going to run? I think when we do that, we'll be undermining the current government trust in the Nimba people. So I want to expect manage our expectation in that direction. So does this mean that if Vice President Kun runs, he would not win? Definitely, he's a Liberian. He knows how to engage Liberian people so they can believe in him. There's a potential that he will win. If he wins, he will be our president at that time. And equally so, there's a potential that Jeremiah Wapo will win, and Jeremiah Wapo will be our president. Equally so, we got our son, our brother, our father, Tiawan Gonglu. Tiawan Gonglu is a very decent person, I can tell you that much. And these people are in Nima County. So for you to just look at one of us because somebody is a vice president and say because the person is a vice president, the person will likely win and disengage or in disenfranchise or in the direction that the person is there, your background. I don't think that reason is enough to tell the son of Nimba County to sit down. There should be more variable that will explain why the person should back up.
Great. Thank you so much. We have a lot of panelists on the show, and they will ask all of their questions. This will be my last question to you. Then we start with Shadrach Thomas to Key. From him, we go to Chris, and then the Lou female on the first round, and we go for second round. ArcelorMittal Liberia has been operating in Nima for decades now. How do you grade ArcelorMittal operation? And is it that the Nima people benefiting from ArcelorMittal concession in the county?
Well, the issue here, fortunately, I'm a corporate governance practitioner. I studied corporate governance as business, and specifically in my study, I studied the concession areas in Liberia. I studied them. And what I've understood is that it is not a matter of Meta Steel. Meta Steel is a business institution. They came to make money. What matters is, do we have policies that will make Nima County and Liberia as a whole to benefit? That's the question we should be asking. Whether Acela Metal is benefiting Liberia, I would tell you, say yes, because they are doing things. If they were not doing the right thing, they will not be in Liberia. What matters is, do we have policy that they will allude to, that they will prescribe to, that they will subscribe to, so that it can benefit Liberia? That's the question we're asking. If we ask this question, that way, I would say no. Liberia, Nima County is not benefiting because the policy that we have in place. Look, you cannot have policy. There's nowhere in the world that you craft policy that the cost will be more than the benefit. What I see in Liberia, the cost of the policy driven in Liberia to guard our concession area, the cost is more than the benefit. If at all we can turn the corporate social responsibility in Liberia, there are more intricacies in concession company working in your country that we might not have the time to discuss on that. But I would discuss the corporate social responsibility. If at all we made the corporate social responsibility a driving wheel, a prescriptional CSR, you will see that Nima County will benefit, the citizens will benefit until we have surplus of jobs coming. And the next thing is that the mistake we're making that we're not even benefiting from our company is that we are not tailoring our educational system according to the job market. No, we got a job, we call for companies to come in, but do we have the technical know-how? Are we training our young men and women in our various colleges to align their profession with the companies in Liberia? I will tell you no. For example, you see most of our universities, they teach public administration, they teach journalism, sociology, political science. That's great. That's great career. Don't get me wrong. One of my degrees is in sociology. One of it is in political science. Okay. But what matters is, how many of these companies can hire journalists? How many journalists will Meta Steel hire? How many journalists with BM and other companies in Liberia hire? Not much. So what we need to do is to create a CSR that will make these various companies to train our young people. Maybe for the next 4 years, can we train discipline that when they come from the colleges, the company will be able to absorb them? If at all we can do this thing, I can tell you much. Meta Steel will stand in a better position to hire our people, they will work. But until we can reach to that level, all we'll be doing is asking for brown envelope, and brown envelope cannot develop our country. Only knowledge can develop a country. And the way to dispense the knowledge is to create policies that these children will benefit from there. They will return to the various concession areas so that they can work, and when they work, they'll be able to develop their country themselves. So we need to change the policies in the country that guards concession area versus what we have right now.
Great, but the company itself have been giving scholarship to students, and some of these people have graduated, gone back to Liberia, and they've been complaining of job lately. Calling to them upon their return, some of them since they returned in 2023, 2022, 2021, they haven't gotten a job with the company yet. Why is it that you're encouraging young people to go and do maybe mining, engineering, geology, and all of that?
Well, I do not have data to speak to that, but what I can tell you is that what sense will it make for me to educate you that? And what was the agreement of this scholarship? Just to go learn and consider, or you give me this scholarship so that when I become useful and so you can hire me. So these are things that needs to be in this scholarship we're talking about. These are things that need to be rated. That when I educate you, you're going to work for my company, and when I educate you, this is what I'm going to do. We do. You and myself at this moment, we do not know what's the agreement in those various offers that are being made, and these are things that need to be tailored within the policies that I'm talking about. So if these are done, if they are written on paper, it becomes agreement. There will be no way that they will deviate from it. And me giving you scholarship to travel, it does not necessarily mean that I will hire you. I give you the education. You can go somewhere to look for a job. But one will make it a prescription that these things should be done. Definitely, we're bye-bye, because they want something from us. We don't want much for them. They want something, or being that they want something from us, we should put policies into play that they will respect so our people can benefit. But that's not what we're doing. What we do here most is that we go and when they violate one way or the other, we go collect brown envelope from them at the expense of the Liberian people, at the expense of our country. Go and see, compare metal steel today to Lamco those days. I can guarantee Lamco was more better. It was a city. Yekepa was a city at the time. But now Yekepa is, instead of it being a city, it's a village. You see grass all over. Is the place not maintained? The people just put in their iron ore and going with it. And when Yekepa, the number of years that Lamco spent here, the iron ore they extracted is much less than what Metal Steel has done in the past 19 to 20 years. Can you imagine that? But what matters is, are we putting policy into play for our people to benefit, or we are so egotistic? Once we benefit from it, once we have our brand evidence, once we have our car, we have our gym, when we go to Yekepa, we meet the company, a hierarchy, and what we're supposed to discuss, we discuss it, and what they gave us, they gave us. Why our people turn frustrated? Is that the kind of policy we have driven? If that is the case, I'm sorry, it will be difficult for Nimba County to benefit. Let me tell you. I visited Nimba several times, and I went to the town of Zlowy. Zlowy is one of the nearby towns to Yekepa, and from the explosion of the mining bombs that is being exploded there, I was there when one of those citizens started bleeding from his ear because of the explosion. And guess what? Nothing came from it. And we talked about it. We called telephone to people of authority, and they couldn't do anything about it because what? Those policies are not there. Look, the business people, if it is not written, you can't hold them accountable for it. It has to be written. They got to agree on it. So somebody with insight in this, in the business, in the multinational corporation business around the world needs to be there and advise the government on that. Whether the person is there or whether nobody is there, I don't know. What I know is that they are not implementing the corporate social responsibility in Liberia for Liberians to benefit the way it should be. What it also tells me is that they are not aware of it. I would like to take it that way. So they need to be educated how much, if this is done, can benefit our country and yield our country, yield Liberia.
Thank you so much. Those of you just joining us this evening, you are listening to the Hit Out program here on BKS TV. And tonight we are in conversation with Professor Dr. Jeremiah Zewapo, two-time presidential candidate in Liberia, both 2017 and 2023, and also a dean at the graduate school at the Stars University in Liberia. He's also an advocate and a mentor to many young people. So if you're joining us, we ask you to please share the show with other people, invite somebody listening alongside you. Maybe at a certain point in time, we will take calls from those of you listening via radio. So stick with us as we continue the discussion here this evening. Over to you now, Shadrach. Your first three questions on this round, and after that, we go to Chris and then Lorena.
All right. Good evening to my fellow panelists, and I want to salute and greet my senior brother, Dr. Wapo. He's one of those few Nibarians that I actually respect. And aside from politics, his human relations is very good. He sees everybody as somebody, and he does not discriminate. He's one of those few Nibarians that when I think that once he's given the opportunity, he's going to reach out and make everybody in his own way to feel somehow unique. But I got a few questions that I also want to ask him. Honorable, I listened to you carefully and you elucidated extremely well. But there were a few things you said that drew my attention to these questions and statements that I'm about to make. To start with, you said other people want to own Nimba. So we have called you here as a reservoir of knowledge from whom fountain we will benefit. Is there any way that we can know some of those people that wants to own Nimba and through which means they want to own Nimba?
Well, thank you, Shadrach, thank you very much. The question of owning NIMBA, or the statement of owning NIMBA, I strongly feel that the owning NIMBA is not just by might, it's by ideas, it's by character, it's by individuals' character being contagious to attract other people around them versus hatred and hate. Quite recently, we've seen our senator and the vice president, they were on local hair. It's an open secret on Facebook, and it's been here and there. And because of this, there are certain people who try to align on one side of the aisle and other people align on the other side of the aisle. And that way, if the people that are in position of power or leadership in the country, and when they are going that route, uh, when the senator cannot hold anymore, things fall apart. So I think that's a major issue in Nimba County right now that need to be discussed, and telephone calls need to be made to them so that they can organize themselves. And the reason that these things are going further like this is that the, the the grabs of power. Some people believe that Senator Koga is aligning with CDC to be potential running mate to George Weah, and some people believe that Vice President Kun is interested to run for presidency. So therefore, if that happens, he will be losing grip of Nimba County. These are all insinuations, okay? But if there's insinuation, but yet differences are emerging from both of them, then it becomes questionable. It becomes an issue that we can look into to find out what is going on. So when I talk about ownership, that's where from whence I stand to say ownership. So I think both of them, their character towards their fellow citizens should be more contagious in to understand that we attract Nimbayan to develop that a sense of ownership of the county so that we can all be able to speak together as one voice instead of people going on the other hand or in their own way looking for their people to support them on the other side. If we start fighting that way sooner than later, Nimba County will be like Monrovia, where people go and just divide vote, and at the end of the day, left on the west side. So that from there, I'm speaking. I think both of them need to come together, put the attitude together, so we can stand as one Nimba, as all everybody preach. And standing as one Nimba does not necessarily mean one Nimba for one person, but one Nimba for every Nimba. I stand for that, and this is why I'm not divisive. I make sure I'm friendly with Vice President Kun as well as Senator Koga. These are all my brothers. I strongly feel that I'm older than both of them because I'm 55. Next year I'll be 56. I don't think either of them have reached that age, so I'm older than them. So I navigate my way. Sometimes it's difficult. It's much easier to get to Senator Koga than Vice President Kun. So once I have the opportunity to meet with him, I discuss with him how we Nimbayans can come together and so we can be speaking with one voice that according to our parable in Nimba, it says, you know, so we can have that weight and be able to make a decision in this country here. So from there where I was speaking.
Thank you. Shadrach dropped, so we just turn over to Chris Lee to ask his three questions on the first round. And after Chris, we go to Mana Lorena. Chris, let's hear you, Chief.
Oh, thank you. Let me say thank you, Junior. Let me say good evening to Dr. Wapper. You know, when I get a Wapper, I was thinking that you boy and queer because another Wapper boy and queer. I have tapeta. I have the
Those are my
A.
purpose.
Yeah, okay. When he was speaking, I took 3 points down. Firstly, when he referred to the former president of George Weah, I think it wasn't too good to say former president or Mister because he saw for that title a former president of a nation. So that was somehow, you know, plaguing that his own stuff or addressing him, but I don't think it was necessary for that. My first question is that I remember uh, you know, you spoke about policy, accountability, and all that stuff. And when they say precedent, How you and this guy issue Martin Cody? Uh, do you still stand by him whenever he returns to Liberia for you to take to the court? Because for me, I've been one of those that I don't want people to damage my character. It's very important. Character that we have built over the years. For somebody to come out to just damage it, to damage it. Do you still stand by your position? Because I remember a few years ago that I heard that you said Martin returns to Liberia for the king of court. Do you still stand by that? That whenever he returns to Liberia, so he can be prosecuted as a precedent? Thank you. That's my first question.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. It's not only taken to court to set precedent, but to justify his claims. You know, the mistake that we are making in Liberia is that they have a parable in Nima County. They say, they go bakwika boka, you know, meaning that you say that you can make medicine for people to get woman. You making medicine for people to get woman. How many of them on your farm? You laying down on animal skin by the fire. You won't get one. Then you say you can make medicine. I will not go to you to make that kind of medicine. The mistake that we're making is that people are alluding to Martin Colley's statement towards Jeremiah Wapo. One thing I like for my character, my work to speak more than what people say about me. Jeremiah Wapo does not have a doctorate degree. I don't think University of Illinois will say come and teach research method in a graduate school. I don't think if Jeremiah Wapo does not have a doctorate degree, I will be a published author with Siege Publication. I don't think if Jeremiah Wapo does not have a doctorate degree, these awards and credits, admission in various academic prestigious society will be done. But that is his take. And Matthew Colley and myself, I do not have issue with him. What I have with him is for him to just go a little bit more than accusation on because he has access to media to tarnish my reputation and just make it clear in a court. And if he can't make it clear, the same way he tarnished it, he'll go back for the years he tarnished it for those years, he'll be on air and telling a word over that my information that I share with you people were not substantiated. I apologize to Jeremiah. It have been for 5 years. You do that for 5 years before that is clear. That is no even anybody. The issue is already in front of the civil law court is there, and we're waiting for his arrival. That anytime we can get access to him to pick up the case.
Grace, your next question, Chief.
Okay, thank you. I love that because for me, I like for people, for Christians to be set. If you do that in Liberia, some of us will be glad of that. And my next question would be, uh, when you were in opposition at that time, since you're in power, uh, I remember one time I listened to your interview saying that most of the appointments in the government from the Southeast, uh, I think that was around 2022, if I get it correct. So they're looking at the ratio in this government as a son of Nimba. For President Baka to become president today, it was Nimba County. There's no other country can neither kiss to say we made President Baka as Nimba. How you look at the appointment to the government, where all the strategic position, even the Ministry of Health, there, those appointments are Lufians, strategic position, the finance area, the security sector, and other areas. And Nima have been given just few. Do you still stand by your statement yesterday? Most of the statement or the position for Southeast. Can you tell us on the show why you condemned yesterday? Can you do that and say the entire position, that's 60% of the government appointment from Lofa, can you condemn that as a son of Nimba, where we have been placed, we have been used as don't chop, the bill is really match, we don't pass that anymore? That's my second question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me tell you something. Most of the time there's a friend of mine, he wrote an article when we were in school together, we were doing our doctoral study together, he wrote an article. And the article title was, "What is wrong with us is us." what is wrong with us is us. If you see today, there are positions that NIMBA candidate is supposed to hold, NIMBA is not holding, it's us. And is it true that this government has employed more NIMBA people? I would say yes. We have labor minister happen to be NIMBA. We have mines and energy happen to be NIMBA. We have various directors positions around that are NIMBA. Of course, do we have more qualified NIMBA people? Yes. That's supposed to share a piece of their pie? Yes. Are they in position? No. They are not in position because of internal wrangling. I must tell you this. Internal wrangling. People, I can share a sad story. I like to talk because you cannot tell me to quote for what I say about me. But let me tell you something. When this government took over, President Boaka called me personally. He said, Wapo, you are inside for come and help me not set the government up. He invited me. I followed him to his village in Bomi County. We had breakfast together and we had good time. And Senator Vice President Kun was there. We had very good time. And time for us to go in and set this government. There was some conversation that went on. And later on, I was excluded from the forming of the government. And the conversation that went on that excluded me, I am not obligated to call anybody's name, but it was orchestrated by an environment. And I was excluded. And from there, the president told me, Wapo, wait for me. When I come, we'll have a discussion.
Was it one of the Nimbayas in the meeting? Was it one of the Nimbayas in the meeting?
Yeah, one of the Nimbaya was in the meeting.
Okay.
So from there, the president called me and he said, look, you and myself will talk. And I must admit, the friendship between President Boaka and myself is great. He called, say he became president, he has called me from my house. He has called me 4 different times for lunch at the executive mansion. I don't think if somebody that doesn't like you would do that. So we have a conversation. And from that time, I was not able to partake in the forming of the government. And it is not just me, it's happening to a lot of people because of what I don't know. I don't want to insinuate, I don't want to hypothesize anything, but it's happening. So what is happening to us is us. There are few Nimbayans who are in key position. For example, Tiko Yole is in France, he's doing great. He's an Nimbayan. Kopokura is an Nimbayan, he's a labor ministry. Wemope is an Nimbayan, he has been to mine and energy, he was just released, and another Nimbayan is going there. And also, we have a Nimbayan who is the vice president of the republic. Unlike the past government, we never had Nimbayan at the echelon of decision making, but now we have Nimbayan at the echelon of the decision making. Don't be fair, ladies and gentlemen. Why it is true that NIMBA should benefit, we don't want to hold other people so they can be held responsible of preferring NIMBA compared to other counties. So the rest of the counties too need to have people from there to be employed so that they can benefit. Had it been me, who's the president of Liberia, will I do it different? Of course, I would have done it different. I will make sure that each county qualified person come from there, become a minister. Each county qualified people come from there, become deputy minister versus centralizing positions in one county. I wouldn't do that. But the biggest question is, are NIMBA citizens playing a crucial role in this government? I'll say yes.
Okay, thank you. And my last question, I know politicians will always beat around the question. The question was, you could condemn it because the since he said yesterday that many people from Southeast in this government have the same number So I wanted to see condemn you there yesterday to condemn the Southeast. I was expecting to condemn Lofa County, but politicians will be around the bush. But my last question will be, looking at Nima County, there are certain things don't subscribe to people ideology, certain group of people in Nimba. You don't subscribe to your ideology. You also not be vetted mass in District 5. If you don't vetted mass in District 5, you vetted mass in District 6. And the list continues in Nimba. And you talk about we had next election will be around 200 votes. And if we don't beyond one daughter or son of Nimba, one of our own, we see a better chance. My question to you, Dr. Wapo, you been around the political arena. If the vice president remains a vice president, I will be clear on the show. Remains a vice president because I'm looking at your wall, you say we don't beyond one of our own, that means you clear. If the VP remains a running mate to President Bwaka, and one of the sons for Nima, either that Councilor Tiawon or Musa, any of them for Nima, one person for Nima, go to President Kennedy, that will prepare your statement. Can we hold you by a statement that we would don't be an individual the vice president for the presidency? Because you said it one our own. Do you stand by that? Thank you.
Well, did you also listen to the caveat of our own that I said? Did you listen to the caveat? I want you to listen to the caveat, not because you should be careful by listening to. I qualified my statement by saying that we should make sure that the person who jump beyond, there's electability and likability. We should look at that. Because we don't want to jump behind somebody because we just want to jump behind somebody because of big name or how much the person has in your pocket to give to us. Because these are the mistakes that we are making. Let me tell you, the way you know your leader today, you don't know your leader today. You know today from yesterday and day before yesterday. The reason that we do statistics in school for is to be able to have an inclination for the future so we can predict. Having said that, you will look at Jeremiah Wapo's character from then when he was not thinking to become president of Liberia. How did he live? You will equally look at the character of Musa Belity when he was not thinking to become president. What did he do? What was his lifestyle look like? How did he communicate? How did he engage his community? You look at Tiawon Gongro as well. You look at Vice President Kuna as well. You collect all of these data. And what is the authenticity of these characters that we are talking about? And how not only Nima County, of course, Nima have more vote, but are these individuals, the Jeremiah Wapo, the Tiawon Gongro, the Musa Belity, the Jeremiah Kun, are they able to go across the aisle? Once you do all of these research, you're able to come up with a data. Let me tell you something. In 2017, I'm not holding your mouth, go and contact the ACO people. ACO people did a very crucial research in Liberia about people that have a potential to becoming president in Liberia here. And they have their data. They call me. They call me with that data. And I know what they told me. So I will encourage all of us before going beyond our own. We should do substantial information gathering that our decision will be informed by data, not by sentiment. And once we do that, we all look at the data and make sense. Trust me, I will support that son of Nimba. Because it doesn't have to be me before Nimba be developed. Can I do it better than people? Of course. But if somebody has a chance better than me, I support the president. Like I told you, I supported Vice President Kun for his ascendancy to run with President Bwaka right now, and his ascendancy to become vice president. I supported it, and I continue to support it because what? He was preferred, and he's there. We have to support him so he can be successful. But in the time when it comes to the presidency, we have to be able to make informed decision with data that will support it, not by sentiment because from Nima. No. If it is the decision that will be made from Nima, it will only because of sentiment or because of the person from Nima, then you'll let all get in the race because we are all from Nima. But if I all will have data that will support it, see, the vote from Grand Jida County tell us that, look, Tiawon Gongro is leading over there. The vote from Grand Cape County tell Tiawan Gongwe is leading over there. The people from Grand Jida County, I mean, Grand Crew County, Sano County, River Sales County, Grand Bassa County, they are more like ability of Tiawan Gongwe over there, more than you, Jeremiah, and we'll have those data all over. If Tiawan Gongwe falls in the case, I will support it. Vice versa. If it is me, let Tiawan Gongwe be able to do. If it is Jeremiah Kun, that they all of all go together. It should not just be by sentiment because Tiawan Gongwe is a lawyer right now. So Tiawan Gongwe is a lawyer, let's just support it. Or because a vice president who is in a vice presidential position will translate that to him becoming president. If we do that, we'll be making a colossal of error. We should do it with data that will inform the community that, yeah, this person has a likability and electability to win the election.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Again, folks, you're listening to the Heat Hour program here, and we are in conversation tonight with Professor Dr. Jeremiah Zerwapo. And our discussion tonight is broadly on Liberia. So let's go to you, CEO. You can chip in there. Then after we continue with Shadrach to ask his 2 questions, and to Mana Lorena to ask her 3 questions in the first round. But veteran Mafasin Davis, welcome to the show, Chief. It's great having you here tonight again.
Yeah, so for me, I don't want to cut line, so we'll let the other people go, but I want to take this time to welcome my own big brother, Dr. Jeremiah Wapo, to this unique show. Dr. Wapo, welcome. This is your home. And I was talking to someone today, and they asked me, how well you know Dr. Wapo? And I was, explaining to them how well I know you and what you are capable of doing. You've been one of those people that I admire for a very long time. I will go way back. You've been someone that has always been willing to help young people from Nema County, be it through any type of organization, any type of fundraising, or anything when you were staying in the U.S. here. So I want to applaud you for that. So this, I hope and pray that this is not just today. Hopefully you make this your home. You have a wealth of knowledge. And as everyone can see here tonight, we ask that you come on here. This is a Nema platform, but also a national platform. As you know, this show is being relayed in Tapeta and also in Booyah, where we're from, via our radio station there. So again, I want to say welcome. I will let the other folks continue with their questioning. I may have 1 or 2 questions here for you, but it will be towards the end of it. So I will stop this for now. Welcome, big bro.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Shadrach, the floor is yours now, Chief. You are muted. You are muted.
Okay. So like I said, sorry for the disruption. I had a little problem, but I'm back. Well, I love the way that the Wapo answered my first question, and it was perfect. So my second question has to do with the issue with Nema unity. From the onset of things, it appears like the unity of Nema is a selective unity. So I want to ask Dr. Wapo, and this question comes in twofold. How do you see a doctorate degree holder of Nema, a well-articulated son of Nema, in Dr. Wapo, contesting as a presidential candidate in 2023, and a vibrant lawyer, Honorable Tiawan Gonglo, also contesting for this same post in 2023, that position which is more closer to power, meaning presidency, and then seeing 98% of Nema amassing their vote behind a person that is second to what you are vying for. How do you see it in terms of unity and being prudent when it comes to making a truthful decision? Was Nema just to you, or was that unity a selective one?
Well, thank you very much. I like the question. I would say, look, politics is not about being truthful. Politics is how people interpret their perception. If we go to truthful, we'll be holding Bibles in our hand, and that's not the case. You see, the problem we have in Liberia is poverty. When you are poor, you can compromise your values. When you are poor, you will market yourself for less price. The issue in Nima County, should I say that they were not just to me? I won't say that. The person that was second in power that they went to, everybody has his or her reason why they voted. And that reason, when they come to find out that they have made a mistake, there's a potential of coming back. I'm not saying that they made a mistake, but equally so, if their perception becomes a reality, they will stay hanging there because that person they voted for is equally son of Nima County. So to delineate the fact that whether they were wrong or they were right or they were just to me, I think they play the politics according to their perception. And those who believe in our message of transformation, or taking people from poverty through the evolutionary effort of agriculture, they say stick by us. Those who believe in the agenda that they preach to them, and they went with it, they stay by them. So in nutshell, what I would tell you is that the matter of the vote from Nima is not about being just or not, it's about perception. And especially so when people are poor and you can identify to address their existential threats, they will go with you. As you can see, when people are hungry, you give them a cup of rice, they feel that you are saving them. And until we can all come together and preach politics, where policy will be made that people will independently feed themselves and make decisions. Let me tell you, in America, when you are under anesthesia, you don't make decisions, they honor it. You know that, right? Poverty is an anesthesia. Poverty is an anesthesia, where when you honor it, you don't, when you're making the decision under poverty, is not authentic. So therefore, I will not hold Nimba people responsible to say they were just to me or they were not just to me. What I believe is that they were trying to address their existential threat, which is poverty at that time. Like in Liberia, Becquerel is a serious political commodity. Like right now, you will not go anywhere, you will not see any politician dividing Becquerel in Liberia. But guess what? When election comes, you will not know where the Becquerels will be coming from. And they will make the scarcity of rice, artificial scarcity will be created, and they're the only person who will have it. So once your children are hungry, somebody gave you a bag of rice, say, look, vote for me, and this is what I will do. You will believe them because they have come to address your existential threats. So I believe those are the economy in addressing political issues in Nimba County, Liberia. It's not about being just to me or not just. It's about looking at things from whence they believe that they can benefit to address the threat that they're in. I will answer it that way.
Okay, so thank you. My last question comes in twofold. It comes in A and B. So the A to my last question. The A to my last question. I listened to you when the moderator asks you concerning the performance of the past government in Nima in terms of infrastructure as compared to this Unity Party-led government. And your answer was comparing a Bwaka-led government to that of the past regime is like comparing life to death. And you told him that
to death.
You didn't see any tangible You didn't see any development on former President Weah government in Nima. But one development you mentioned on the Bwaka-led government in Nima is they are renovating the barrack. Having said that, let me draw your attention back before asking you to conclusively conclude on them. The Gwiandoru in Nima has never experienced hospital since Nima was founded in 1964. And it was during the George Weah administration that the Gwiandoru got hospital. The Kpabli region inside Nima County have never had a bridge to join the two areas together. It was during the George Weah administration that today Kpabli got a modern bridge. Ban High School in Ban City has one of the best modern high school in terms of infrastructure in Nimba. To add up to that, they were even giving bus to transport students to Ban. Today, there was a dam being constructed in Gbedi, Nima County, that if completed, will supply Nimba, Bon, and Granjide. The project is still there in Gbedi. The G-Berry had a hospital in Sanikole. Like my brother Martin said the last time, they spotted it, the CDC government initiated it to relocate the hospital from the Twin Track behind Sekimpa. There was a modern high school being built in Ganto City, which was just dedicated under this Bwaka-led administration. Today, Ganto has a modern administrative building, which was a product of the George Weah-led administration. Today, there is a project that was initiated. We still continue. And I want to say thank to Sis Lorena because I thought the project stopped, but I did my research and it is still continuing. President George Weah initiated the free tuition policy for university. Our older mothers from Nimba who send their children to university, public university without paying tuition, it still continues to today. The payment for WAS fees were initiated during President George Weah. It still continues to today. It still continues to today.
Shadrach, I beg you. I'm not in any way cutting you off, but we can stay for post analysis and you will say all of that. Just ask the guest question and let him answer.
If I try to name them, we won't even leave from here. So I want to try to compare. Having listened to these things, maybe you didn't know them yesterday because information causes transformation that you didn't know. And now I'm saying it is validated and proven. How do you compare the past administration in terms of these developments that are named, which you didn't know, as compared to what we are experiencing now with Nimba?
Wapo, are you there? Yeah, I think he dropped. I think something.
No, he's trying to process. He's trying to process what I said. He's getting me in trying to process it.
Nah, something wrong with it. Something wrong with it, Dr. Never. Thank you. Don't see that. Don't see that. Thank you. But let's welcome to the show, man. Lorena Donke. You were not here for the What's on Your Mind portion of the show. So let's hear you what's on your mind this evening. Okay, I think the doctor is back. Let's bring him.
So please don't forget, after the doctor answer, I still got a beat of my question, please.
Okay. Dr. Wapo, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Great. Did you get the question, the previous one?
I was listening to his premise, the premise of the question. I didn't hear the question.
Okay, ask the question now, Thomas.
So my question, to be short, was you said you didn't know. In fact, the past administration did not do anything in Nima in terms of development. But this government is renovating the barrack in Nima, which was the development that you outlined. And I came to say that Babli did not have a bridge, and the past administration constructed a bridge that cost $1 million. We in Doru today has a modern hospital because of the past administration. There was the construction of a dam project in Gbedi that, if completed, will supply Nima County, Bon County, and subsequently Grand Jida County. I came to also tell you that Gantor has a modern high school building that was just dedicated. Ban City has a modern high school building.
All of those.
Okay, so I just try to say, having heard all these things for me, these were development you didn't know about. Having heard all, if validated, how do you compare the past administration in terms of development to what Nima is personally experiencing?
Well, thank you very much for your analysis. I like the premise you lay. You see, when we're talking about development, do not point on the development only to infrastructure development. Development is more robust than infrastructure development. If you look in this government, I think when it comes to human capital development, this government has showed it in Nimba more than the past government. Let me tell you, breaking.
I'm not cutting you off. I'm not cutting you off, please. So I'm not cutting you off, please. I want us to look at the infrastructure, then we come to the human capital. I come in there.
Yeah, so you will come there, but let me go there first.
Oh, okay.
So if we look at those caveats that you are sent, you talk about project in Gbedi. How far did the project go? How was it prioritized to reach to its final before his departure? You're talking about Gbi and Doru, and you're talking about Pabli. I don't know about the hospital that was built in Pabli. You're talking about, I did not see it.
The hospital was built in Gbi Doru. There was a bridge in Pabli, high school in Ban, high school in Gantor, administrative building in Gantor. The road from Gantor to Saclay, the road from Gantor to Luguachu. So those are just them.
Yeah, when last did you visit these places and you look at the authenticity of the information you are providing? That is yet to be done. But what I know firsthand, those places that you talked about, I visited them during the campaign, and I was not able to see them. If they are there, great. I'm not here to dispute, counter argue, but what I know from my knowledge so far, sometimes if we are measuring these things, let's look at the quality compared to quantity. Even we go to quantity, for that matter, this government is doing pretty good. If we also look at quality, we look at this government, and our son is the vice president of Republic of Liberia from Nimba County. If there's a shortcoming that Nimba will not benefit as you and myself expect, what happened to us is us. What happened to us is us. But looking at the holistic picture of comparing the development, the authenticity of development, the seriousness of development, I was surprised you didn't even name and say the road from Gantor to Zedru. It was initiated by the past government. Why you didn't name that one? Because there were a lot of things that were initiated, a lot of groundbreaking went on, and it didn't happen. So most of these things that you're talking about were announced, and we didn't see it happening. So if we see somebody that is making progress, we should highlight it. Do I like the past government when it comes to the sporadic development in some places? Of course, yes, I do. For example, I like this the Invincible Park that children have place to play when they want to play. You know, they want the development to PHP. They did it there, and all of those places they are great. But was it? If we compare what they did versus what they did right versus what they did wrong, it was more. I have not seen any responsible government, so to speak, that would take 25 million United States dollars and say they give it to money changer so that they can change it and no account for it. I'm not seen any. I'm coming.
But my question,
I'm laboring here because these.
My question,
I'm coming now. I'm coming.
My question was NEMA related in terms of tangible.
Yeah, what I'm
without a vast precedent, I'm coming. Without a vast precedent, okay, I just want to be more intellectual. Without a vast precedent, we experienced a highway from Ganto to Loguacho. Without a vast precedent, we encounter a highway from Ganto to Seclepied. Without a vast precedent, there was a modern high school built in Ban. Without a vast precedent, there was an administrative building built in Ganto. Without a vast precedent, there was also a market building constructed in Ganto. Without a vast precedent, there was a modern high school in Ganto. Comparing these tangible, what do you have to say if you want to dichotomize that set or compare them with a vast precedent we have for now? This is my question. I'm not discussing corruption in real government. I'm not discussing the invisible part. I'm discussing proportionally to what NEMA stands to benefit on a government that she owns, a vice president.
Can we discuss NEMA in the absence of Liberia? We can. So I think it will be good when you lay your syllogism and I'm making argument. I'm also giving you information that will allude to what is happening in NEMA County. So I think I have right to do that. Don't you think so?
Perfect.
Thank you. So, to speak, I've never seen a government that would take $18 billion, no accountability, and those money should be money that will be able to go into the various counties. Look at the magnitude of those developments that you are talking about. What are the gravity? What's the magnitude of it as compared to what we have right now? Every administration has its own focus. Let's assume that Joshua's focus was to build the administrative building, quote unquote, administrative building in Ganta, quote unquote, a breeding bridge that I don't know because when I traveled there to go to camping, I didn't see the bridge there. You saw it while you're in America. I see it while I'm in, I didn't see it while I'm in Liberia. I didn't see it. I went to camping there, I didn't see it. And all of those going cataloging, these were their focus. But development comes in so many forms, and the infrastructure has been happening. Let me tell you, there's a quality of project that you can take that will be robust into the eyes of the people. If I didn't see what you're talking about, that means you're not robust enough. But can I see the pavement from Ganta straight to Zeredu that you can leave? Because I remember during the campaign, people used to pay $30,000, one person, $30,000 on motorbike to get to Grand Chile County. But today, you can come from Monrovia within 8 to 9 hours, you are in Maryland County. Can we give him applause for that? Yes. Can we also give him applause that what was started in Joshua regime, he did not come and say, oh, that Joshua did it, I won't do it, I'll start my own project. And he continues to do it. Yes, that's what development is. Development is about continuity. And to be clear with you, when you look at the development, in 2 years, as compared to your 6-year analysis of Georgia government, what is evolving in Liberia in a period of 2 years? I think this government is on the right trajectory that when we follow it in 3-4 years, what you are naming will be a fraction of what will happen. That will answer your question.
Okay, so my last question, which is the B to this question. Okay. Political rewards are not given in heaven. Neither did NEMA County support this regime on the basis of being patient and waiting. The word time, T-I-M-E, time, is an opportunity that we all have to stand for. It derived from the Greek word kairos, which means we have to fight for that opportunity not to lose it. 2 years have gone. Now, when I last checked, the Minister of Finance, Augustin Gafwan, was from Lofa.
Mm-hmm.
When I also checked, the Minister of Internal Affairs, Francis Yaka Nyumane, or Nima, was from Lofa.
Nyumane.
Yeah. And then again, I checked the Public Works Minister, Rodan Gideon, who happened to be my personal teacher. He taught me before. He's also from Lofa. Again, the Youth and Sport Minister, Jacob Bangalu, also come from Lofa. And I also saw that the new head of the National Public Health Institute, where Dr. Yan was sacked, also come from Lofa. You go to Central Bank, the bank governor, Henry Samoa, he comes from Lofa. You go to LRA, you have Double Jala, he comes from Lofa. You go to EPA, you have Yure Yapawolo, he comes from Lofa. You go to immigration, you have Steven Zago, he comes from Lofa. You come to GSA. Yeah, but the new person stay from Lofa. Yeah.
Okay.
The new person stay from Lofa. Then you go to GSA. You have Lavala Kotoma, also from Lofa. The list so long that I cannot name all. That's just the employment part from Lofa, and those are the first line manager. I'm not discussing deputy manager or deputy minister or deputy director. I'm discussing frontline ministers and directors. And then we come to infrastructure. There are brand new schools being constructed across Lofa. Just today, a stadium that cost over 7.5 million was dedicated. The groundbreaking took place in Vonjaman. There is a presidential palace that cost over 10 million US. It's being constructed in Lofa. I'm not saying renovating. Then we look at new roads, new schools, and then we come back to Nima. I'm not discussing our social development fund from Meta Steel, which we are using to renovate our superintendent compound and the administrative building. And I'm not discussing the renovation of the barrack in New Sanikole. What are new tangibles compared to 1% of what I just named in Lofa? When Lofa gave President Bouaka less than 50,000 votes, and the Unity Party in Nima gave President Bouaka more than 140,000 votes. Proportionally, when it comes to fair balancing of dividend or benefit in politics, how do you compare what Nima is benefiting justly? How do you categorize that?
Well, I'm really appreciative to you because you are kind of informed about what is going on in Liberia. I like the way you catalog everything. Well,
Thank you.
Know that culture is a problem. We have cultural problem in Liberia. I hope that your tone of voice tonight can be transposed to citizenship patriotism, where we'll see something or some policies, decision-making issues from all angles. Like I told you earlier, would I have done it different if I were president? I told you, say yes. There are some people who are conformist to culture, but they do not intend to augment culture. Is that what is going on? I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no. But do we have some offertory sense of what you just labeled? Yes. So the government has its own way of doing things based on the culture in Liberia. For example, Joshua was there. He took people, majority of the people from Southeast, and Southeast is a very big place. President Bouaka has come. He tried his best, but yet, like he said, he took people from his own judgment from Lofa County and put them into this position. These are political culture of Liberia. What I want for you and myself to advocate for right now is how can we transition from this culture of nepotism to meritocracy. While it is true that all of these people that you name, they are qualified to hold this position as Liberian equally. There are other people from other countries, not only Nimba, that qualify for those positions. Is there any reason that they were not preferred and all of the people from Lofa were preferred? That's culture. People looking for support system from their own clan versus meritocracy. What I can advise all of us under the tone of each other's voice here tonight, our voices here tonight, is to see how we can transform such culture to benefit the utility of our nation. Are those developments that coming from Liberia? Yes. But should it be centralized to one place? No. But we're holding people responsible because of the culture that we have in Liberia. Even go back to Samuel Doe regime, go back to even Ellen Johnson Sirleaf regime. Those things happen. It is time for you and myself to preach equality, meritocracy in our governance process, so it can go across the board. I don't want us to focus only on Nimba, because it is not only Nimba in this thing here. Yeah, we will preach our own interest, but if we continue to just say Nimba, there's a likelihood that when you become president tomorrow, you'll do the same thing that they're doing. So I want us to discuss how Liberians will benefit as a whole based on merit versus county interest, country interest, and what have you. Do I subscribe and ascribe to the dominance of one country in government? No. But do I also believe that it should go across the country so everybody can benefit? Yes. I will answer it that way.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We will go to Madam Lorena Donquet to ask her 3 questions. And after that, we'll go to Veteran Mafasin, and then DK, and then the CEO.
Good evening to everyone, and especially to our guest at the WAPO. Good evening for taking up your time to honor our invite. And before I ask my question, I would like to say something. And this question is often asked on this panel, and I don't know where it comes from. I mean, why is it thought that is from the cycle of the vice president or people who support the vice president? To have a certain president that is actively working for the Liberian people, and then people try to project the vice president as a candidate for 2029 for the presidency is very wrong. And the vice president has condemned it many times. He has said you cannot govern and run campaign at the same time. And you cannot have a certain president and be talking about, oh, somebody who will be 2029 and what you call it on the ballot. So I think when we name a presidential candidate for 2029, we should be talking about Councillor Gonglo, Honorable Musa Pilete, Dr. Wapo, Excellency Jose Yuma Buaka, and Simeon Fremont, and Mr. Arizona Coming. These are people we should be talking about instead of measuring somebody who hasn't expressed any interest and who I know would not say he's running. When the president, the one he works on, hasn't told him that, okay, I think I'm not going to go further, or I'm not going to go after 2020, I'm not going to contest 2029. So, but it's also like people are saying it to kind of show a dark cloud over him, over the vice president, and we must stop that. We should condemn that, because if you think you are doing it to present the vice president ugly picture of him, you also like making people to say, Nima again. And most people will say they are from Nima. So I just thought to say that before I can ask my question. And that Wapo, I want to say thank you. You said something that there was a cordial relationship.
Lorena, can I ask you?
What?
Can I ask you?
TK, I'm not going to take question from you. You are not a guest. Yeah,
But
I'm not a guest. You are a panelist.
you just made a
Because
statement,
you take
and
my
so
three time, my time, or
no,
you are not
Lorena,
here, so you don't know what
you
brought for
made
the
a
question.
statement. You made a statement. So that statement, I wanted to make some clarity on that statement too
Okay,
before you
ask
ask
your
your question.
question. Ask your
Okay,
question.
your
And my
statement.
time hasn't started.
Yeah, you will go by your time. In your statement, which is fine, objective, but you are not also being objective to people around the vice president. There are people around the vice president that are forming groups for a 2029 bid. Nobody on the platform that has said that publicly, but there are people around the vice
I
president
didn't say
that
so.
are forming a whole lot of groups.
Yo,
I was making comment before you continue, Mama, or you don't want me to make a comment again.
No, I didn't say people on the platform. I said the
Oh, okay.
question is often asked by anytime a
Okay,
guest
that
appear,
go ahead.
the host
Go
often
ahead.
ask this question. That's what I said. I didn't say people on the platform. So thank you. After that, you can get the clarity so somebody can carry the platform name and one secret corner and then we'll go low LTA say they taking our money from us. And then with this is a responsible government, they will not do that. So that Wapo, you said prior to the picking of now Vice President Kun, you and President Boaka, then Senator Barrow Boaka had a good relationship. Though it was not, there was no formal discussion as to whether you will be his running mate, so you cannot say that. But then he said, things fell apart. But then in the same statement, you said you guys now are working on something. So do you care to tell us what they say you are working on and the thing that fell apart? How is the relationship now with you and the president and with you and the vice president who happen to be your brother as well? What's the relationship like?
well, let me tell you, thank you, honey. I see there's an echo. There's an echo here. Is there any reason that we have an echo? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we get to you.
Okay, so with me, I would let me rejoin. I'm hearing myself. There's echo here. I'm hearing myself.
Okay, yeah, you can disconnect and rejoin us. So while we await our guests to rejoin us. Again, I want to say thanks to our followers. I know that they stuck with us yesterday. We had a abrupt internet issue with our guest from yesterday. I was able to confirm with him today, and he's going to be coming on here tomorrow for a repeat. He really wants to come and finish the show, so it's going to be a good one tomorrow. We'll have Honorable Larry Yonkoi back on the show here tomorrow to complete his meeting. I think we're just asking a few questions, and then the internet went bad on him, and he disappeared. But just one comment he made, and today I woke up, his statement was all over the internet, on Facebook, carried by a lot of media outlets. Unfortunately, they refuse to give us credit. Now, most of those guys, they just copy that and then they carry it without giving us credit. And I feel that's not good journalism. That's not good journalism practice. That you have to give the source of your information. Give BKS TV some credit, guys. We don't mind you carrying our headline, but try to give us some credit, and we'll do likewise. But he's going to be here tomorrow, and to end what he started, it's going to be a good show.
Yeah,
CEO, this is the platform, right?
thank
I
you,
can see
CEO.
Lorena,
So
see Lorena 1 minute, right? I want to provide information because this platform I carry, they provide information. where that I was perform in blood getting probably the bridge there. I don't want for the different that's not correct. So the bridge constructed by the Basisi government between probably in a block around Friday of around QP between them. We're going to so through there, so the round of the bridge there constructed. So they say run can be
Okay,
not see it. I don't want for all the different that's not correct. There's a bridge there. Is that correct that information? Thank you.
yeah, so the statement by Honorable Wap, I mean Honorable
Okay.
Yonkwe. Yeah, so somebody a platform share it and then they give BKS credit and then I share it, I add my photo and share it as a re. And for the first time, my re hit 900.
Okay,
So I mean, it was a hot topic. So everybody is like, And so today, even in my post analysis, I'll be discussing his statement and the statement from one lady who resigned from for honorability party. I've often posted on Facebook. If you are my friend and will follow the friendship, Jack carry all your no, I came out no. But the other people coming to be explaining about what happened in the friendship because the friendship is no more. I mean, to me, it's very. I think it's not right
yeah, when I
because there were good things that people did. So last night, somebody sent me that video of the Lily Grace from CMC talking. I gave for the why I get it for the poor resignation letter? I said, who really get for the so Mr. Bilete, in one point we said Mr. Bilete is a good man, it's a comment there, but she said he wicked. I said, what kind of conversation in a country?
yeah,
So I mean, I guess saying,
I'll
yeah.
guess it's back. I don't know where we left off.
Yeah, she was asking
I
question.
asked a question you were trying to answer.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The answer to your question is simple. The relationship between the vice president and myself is cordial. It's cordial. I don't have any problem with him. He's leading the way he believes he can lead, so we can reach to the final destination. All we want is for the boat of Liberia to be sailed to a peaceful shore. The relationship between the president and myself is cordial. Like I told you, when he became president, he has invited me for lunch at the mansion 4 different times. So our relationship is cordial. There's nothing between and amongst the three of us that that's difficult or that we cannot relate to one another. We are all relating to one another. It's very fine. We are cordial. We have a cordial relationship. That's all I can say right now.
Okay, and the beauty of my question was, you said you people were working on something. Do you care to tell us? Because the people of Booyah can be skinny. The government they show that the children of Booyah are left out, they are qualified, they are left out. So the thing you're working on, do you care to tell this platform so your brothers can be able to sleep sound on that?
So I'm glad you asked that question because that was my question I was going to ask my own big brother, but I'm glad you brought that up.
Well,
And Mr. Wapo, Dr. Wapo, follow up to her question about Booyah. When you answering that, if you have any knowledge about the rest of the district in Liberia that have appointed position for the government, please do that comparison with Booyah.
I could have Missy and the boy and so me come on.
it's kind of interesting. I think I would not be the right person to give statistics of the very employment around districts in Liberia. Number one, I'm not a principal player of this government. I'm not in a government. I think people that will be able to give authentic information on the question you are asking will be the senator and the various representatives that are in the position. They will be the right authority to give answer to that question. But just on top of my head, what I can tell you is that people from Booyah, if they are not getting job, they should align with their various representatives, and their very representative will be the key speaker for them through the various senators, and it will ascend to the presidency. And their credential, if their credential match, if the government feels that their credential matches is important to involving in the government, I believe that they will do that. But people who will speak to this matter clearly so you can have the kind of answer you want will be those that are playing key role in the government.
Okay.
Yeah, but that didn't answer my question. Okay, so I will ask my second question, and I will say included in my second question.
Okay,
You said
second
you
question is that, yeah, we're working on something, right?
Yeah.
You said, I said we're working on something. I mean, what we're working on is just to improve the relationship when it comes to decision making, leadership, giving pieces of advice here and there when necessary, so that at least even though we're not in the government, so we can be heard when it comes to making decisions. We are working on that, and I think it's going on well. You know, that the last time I played my role when the problem was at election commission, I talked to the president how to handle it, and he listened to me. The last time when Senator Koga and Jeremiah Kun was on the up and down, I personally met Senator Koga. I met also Vice President Kun. I talked to them, and I believe based on that, they were able to meet and discuss how they can work together. What they discussed on paper, what they discuss face to face, we are yet to see in reality if those things that they discuss, if it comes to reality, they will say there's progress. But what I know is that we are working on things, meaning that we are working on how, whether we are in the government or not, we should be heard when it comes to policy issue concerning the nation, and we'll give pieces of advice so they can listen to it. That's what I'm talking about. You know, the kind of gentrification of ideas. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, thank you, Dad. Thank you so much. You know, most people who are not in government and who don't support the government, they will even want what is going on, what has been going on between the senator and his brother. To to they will want to amplify it, but the fact that you are able to meet the both of them, you know, it says that you are part of the solution for NEMA, because the issue of reconciliation is incumbent upon every Nimbayan, not one person.
Definitely.
So my second question is, do you have any connection with or any discipline in agriculture?
Yeah, I have passion. Agriculture is my passion because I
Okay.
believe that, and my passion in agriculture is stemmed from the Bible. The Bible says in the book of Matthew that we should ask God for two things. He said, "Our Father who art in heaven," he said, we should ask, he said, "Give us this day our daily bread." And the this day is health, the daily bread is food. And it's also written in the same Bible that the reason God is saying any of us on earth here will close up money is that if you want to get rich, you either mine or you either mine it or you grow it. Meaning is either you go do mining or you grow agriculture. And I prefer agriculture over mining. So, and I believe that agriculture can get people out of poverty quicker more than any other thing. I prefer agriculture, and agriculture is my passion. This is why, since I've been in Liberia, I've been farming across the nation independently. I signed a contract a year ago with the city of Tapeta to cultivate the farmland around Tapeta to farm there. I'm going to pick up that project by next year. And I beg the BKS farm in Liberia here between Kitomo and Seneca, the big farm you used to see there right on the right there. That was my farm, and all of those I've been doing it in Bon County, in Granjidad, and Cape Man, and all of those places we've been farming there. So it's just my passion to answer your question.
Okay, so the reason I asked the question is because I've heard many times that, oh, you have, what do I say? I think I have a degree in agriculture also. So I wanted to ask you, this is my second question. If you
I think
were
it's your
given
last one.
my
This is your 10th question. Yeah.
last,
Yeah.
Ready? Okay, no problem. So if you had the opportunity to sit with the agriculture minister, Dr. Nunta, what would be pieces of advice you will give him, or what you will suggest could be done differently, or what you will suggest that he can improve on, the ministry can improve on, to be able to grow the sector so that we can depend on the sector as Liberian.
Um, Thank you. One thing they should do is that they should decentralize the agricultural activities in Liberia. Government should be involved in it. People are tired of brushing farm with colitis and cutting trees down with ash during this migration farming. People are tired of it. If we continue that way, we won't make any progress. We should be able to do crop rotation farming. Government should be involved in it. Equipment should be brought in the country that people, if they don't give it to local farmer should be able to rent it or loan it from the government, use it and return it, and do the kind of farming they want to do. If they do it that way, we'll be able to produce more than leaving the farm with the local farmer, expecting them to grow more food. And when they are not being subsidized, the government needs to subsidize the various farmers, and government itself need to divide the country into 4 agricultural districts, meaning that divide the country into 4 agricultural districts where mechanized agricultural activities will be going on. We did a research in 2017 prior to my running for presidency. We identify which crops grows where in Liberia. All of those data, we have it. So we've been able to share with the past government, and we're looking forward to sharing with this government so that they can be able to undertake those ideas and put it into practice and make it practical. So to answer your question, decentralized agricultural activity, government needs to be involved in it and sponsor it. The only way you will see price of agricultural commodities prices coming down in Liberia is when Liberia is producing it by itself. Right now, the local rice that is produced in Liberia is expensive on the market more than the imported rice. The chicken that is raised in Liberia is expensive on the market more than the chicken from China. So if we continue to have it that way without government subsidy, what will happen is that we'll be taking the local market, farmer from the market, because their commodity continue to be expensive and the imported commodity is cheaper. So therefore, people will always go for the cheaper commodity than the one that most expensive, especially looking at the economic that we find ourselves in. So government need to be involved, not only giving regulatory instruction, but being able to subsidize the local farmers so that they can be able to regulate the price on the market. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll go to Veteran Matheson to ask us 3 questions. And the CEO will come in and TK will close us. And then we stay for the post analysis.
All right, thank you. Doc, it's good seeing you, and it's good having conversation with you today on this show.
Thank you.
I like to be more focused on NIMBA because I'm of the opinion that if the house cannot sell you, the street will not buy you.
Sincerely.
And the most music that I listen to in my dying town and in my happy moment has always been Maurice King. In one of his music, he cautioned us, and in our dying language, he said, which would mean, in spite of our population, in spite of our education, in spite of our greatness, we've always been noted for making kings. We set the table for the king and are not on the table ourselves, but they always look to us to set the tables. Now, as a son of Nima, let's forget about the national cloud. Let's forget about the interest in the political leadership of the country. Let's just look home. Let's talk home.
Okay.
What do you think has been our problem as a county and people when it comes to having someone formidable that the rest of Liberia can buy? And how you think we can work together, or are we working together? What really needs to be done, for us as Nimba, as people of Nimba, if we should look up to winning the highest seat of the country? What are we doing wrong? How can we right the wrong and come together as a unit to look to the presidency in a more formidable way?
Well, there's no straight jacket answer to your question. But what I think that when we institutionalize, we will be able to make progress towards success is one, let's identify the problem first. One of the major problems that we have is poverty. The poverty in Liberia is swaying people, and they are not futuristic anymore. They are very existential. The here and now is what Liberians as Nimba people look at. And we'll continue to look at here and now, and we're not futuristic. It is the future that hold, or the present doesn't really hold. It is the future. Everybody here works towards the future. The present is already here, but what the future looks like. You work now to make the future better. But because of poverty, we in Nimba, we glue towards here and now. That's one. The next problem is egoism, very egotistic. We do not have what I will refer to in Adam Smith's term as moral sentiment. We do not have that moral sentiment where and understands where the person stands, what they are feeling. Can we feel the same way too? We don't look at that. And because of that, it evolved from egoism to sectionalism. And it evolved from sectionalism to individualistic society being built. So with all of these adjectives being associated to us, it makes it difficult for us to even unify. For example, you and I, we've been in the United States, we've learned we more one way or the other more refined in the ordinary or Nimbayan who has not had the opportunity to travel. But because of the poverty, we are not able to speak the truth to authority. And authority in Liberia does not mean that you empower. Authority in Liberia literally means that you have money that people will hand on you so you can give it. Whether you qualify for the position in which they are talking about, whether you qualify for it, it doesn't matter. But so long you get money to give it to people so they can come and hang on you, they will do it. And the next thing is whether you have planned for the position in which you are vying for, you have the, because it's not only because you have the plan, but people around the world, will they respect you as a leader, whether you have something to offer? Because we're talking about what will you offer here? We are not looking at that in Nimba County until we can divorce all of these things and look at the merit of putting people in position of power. It will be difficult because let me tell you, when I said earlier that what would be my campaign message, as much as I love President Weah, what would be my campaign message if I join him to campaign? What I would say? Should I say, if you don't go to school, it doesn't matter, you can be president? That's what I would say. Will I tell people that you can navigate your way and whether you did it right or wrong, you can be president? Is that what I'm going to say? Will I say education doesn't matter? When this person said that education can build country, then Liberia should be developed, is that would be my campaign message?
But quick put a correction there. Former president is educated. He got college degrees, graduate degrees, and all that. So that insinuation, I don't think is fair.
He got marked up in formal business management.
Yeah.
He got master's
Okay.
in small business management.
My man,
Okay.
Eugene Nambeto, oh, how you got a master? So you lead that thing. That you on point. Let's go.
Okay. Let me make clarity on that. There's in being educated, there's a procedure, there's a ladder that we can follow. So that would be a different thing that we can talk another time. Telling you say you get it, people you can't defend it doesn't mean that you get it. You can find it somewhere. All right. Having said that, so if at all we do not divorce voting for people because of our personal gain and you talking to me? So in Nima, the problem.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. In Nimba, the problem we have, as I identify, we need to evolve from it. Even those of us that call ourselves educated people, we make the same mistake. The Bible says, when the evil dwell over the land of the righteous themselves might fall. So if you educated person, you finding people who are not educated, then what your policy will be like. So we need to believe in meritocracy. We need to look at somebody's character and make sure that the character of this person is contagious, able to benefit the communion good, the utility of the people. Then we let them. But what we do is that we don't even follow people from their past history. When we see them, they come, oh, a bidding row, oh, a digging water here, we'll call a road, this and that, oh, I bring it back around, we'll vote for them. But let me tell you, what is the catch to bidding the road? Why is the catch to give me this back rights? Like for me, I don't vote for people because you build road for me. When I needed a road, then you didn't do it, but because you want position now, you want to do barter trade with me. No, I will not go for it. Because after I elect you, where you used to be, you're going to go right back to how you used to live your normal life versus what you're offering me now. You're not going to continue it. So we need to look at people from whence they come. When they were not thinking about these positions, what were they doing? If we can analyze it and bring it to the present, then we'll see whether their present is syncing with their past. If their present is not syncing with their past, I can guarantee you, when they take position of power, they will go back to their past, how they used to live their normal life, what they want to do. And that's a mistake we're making. Yes, unity is good, but unity does not necessarily mean uniformity.
Yeah.
Unity is not uniformity. So we have to look at all of these and be able to make sound decisions. And because of poverty, let me tell you, our parents then are here, they're not even listening to us anymore. They don't listen to us. They go to people like from my home. I will tell you this. I'm from Glory. The late Jackson F. Doe was my mother's youngest brother. The late Jackson F. Doe was my mother's youngest brother. But because of poverty, the bloated people, any politician that goes down there, whether the politician from Lofa County, they say, hey, battle your fair account. Whether the politician from Grand Cayman County, when you read there, hey, battle your fair account. Whether the politician from Bonga, they hey, battle your fair account. So I went there and said, how many fair you people produce in a time here? So you see, they are so greedy, and they are being swayed by the little hand out they gave them, and decision are not, like I told you earlier, when you're under anesthesia, you don't make good decisions. And poverty in Liberia is anesthesia. So therefore, that's why I'm bargaining on Liberia doing agricultural evolution. We should do an evolution and revolution of agriculture in Liberia that will help individual farmers so they can produce what they can eat. If they are producing their own food, they are able to send their children to the hospital. I think they'll be able to make some decisions versus when they are hungry, anybody that bring back already from them that they are fair there. So inertia, poverty, and egotism is the bare root of our downfall in Nima County. The only way we evolve, because poverty and egotism can evolve to individualism. And once you become individualistic, you seek your own interest. Why you pour on your children's table, that why it matters. Whether the next door neighbor hungry, you don't care. It has become a culture. How can we be able to minimize and eventually eradicate that culture? It's a $1 million question. But we can do it. We can do it if we work together. You can do it.
Thank you. I think I would like to uh, nationalize your response in making, and it will inform my second question, and it is going to be broad.
Okay.
What you just talked about poverty and the behavior of voter in Liberia, I think is national, and it has become a vicious cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, there is this evolving cartel, and this cartel is so much aware of that. You know that even leadership that are seeking re-election, they will want to impoverish the people and use their hunger against themselves.
Definitely.
That's what that's the behavior of the cartel now. They have molded the minds of our people to accepting uh, uh, little things. They have become complacent. They no longer think about bigger things. We our mind is being constrained to think the now, such
Mm-hmm.
that government will still sit here in power and build one high school in one town, and then we celebrate it and construe it as development, and we dance for it. Now, as someone who comes from the intelligentsia class or who had that intellect, what can be done holistically, uh, especially short term, medium term, long term, in eradicating that level of of belief that has become our culture and our way, especially when it comes to voting? Because I experienced that myself during the election, during the just ended election. I took part as a representative candidate in District 7. I have gone to Gongati's village right by Loyi.
Mm-hmm.
Chairman Benedict, they sent two solar lights. Two. They put one at the entrance of the town and one to where they have their little hut, Palawa hut, and that's it. And I remember the old man talking, telling me, "You people are our own children, but you forget about us. Look at the man who came, that stranger, electrify our town." You know that conception and that broad categorization, electrify. You know, so we've been so programmed, and that's the work of the cartel. So what can we do in the now, in the medium, and in the long term to kind of like transform the belief system, the response system, the response mechanism, the behavior of the voters all together in order to kind of grow the merit-based system that you talk about, in order to grow a belief system that will judge candidate holistically based on substance, based on competence, based on understanding, and based on solid plan that will help graduate our country nationally from this whole cycle of poverty. What can we do, you know, in the now, medium, and long term?
Well, thank you. There are a few things that will happen. Uh, it is almost difficult to change this mind here until you let them, until you tell them what they want to hear. Those of us that are in politics, before you go for politics, spend your money on collecting data from the people when you are not on the ground. Collect data. What do they want to hear? When you collect the data, turn that data into your platform. Don't get platform before you go to them. Because let me tell you, the human mind, the dopamine in our mind, in our brain, it receives information that it wants to receive. The brain does not accept any information it doesn't want to receive. So if I all will change the people, first let's speak their language. When you speak their language, when you get to a position of power, then you try to change them. Because my brother, you and myself do not. I came to Liberia. When I came to Liberia for the first election, I had 1.5 million United States dollars to my need. Besides taking care of myself and in Liberia, the first election I spent $950,000. $950,000. That was not enough. Because number one, when you can't bring political party or good idea in Liberia, everybody depends on you to do everything. Some people want to run for representative, they can't say you must support them. The going election, I didn't spend much. I spent $500,000. I didn't spend much because it was not really my intention to run, but something made me to run. I spent $500,000. So in Russia, before the people can gravitate to your idea, you have to understand. Tell them what they want to hear. Tell them what they want to hear doesn't mean that you should say, oh, so they say we want this, that. Do something that the only way, my brother Charles said, commercialize the election in Liberia. So the doctrine of commercialization of the electoral process has been ingrained into our people. Idea is not running here no more. Even when you call for political debate, a political debate will win election in Liberia, then I was going to win the election in 2017. But political debate are not in that 0 time any number in Liberia, they will not listen to you. So the best thing we can do is we'll look for resources, work with them before time, and look for authentic people. One of the things that messing with us is that Liberians, to find a good one is difficult. Everybody wants something from it. So they will be with you. That my county chairman for Bon County. You were with me as my county chair, but you were running campaign for all Liberian party. I was on my way to Grand Chile County to go run campaign. I saw the man in my car with my motorbike with ALP music playing, with ALP flyer on my car. The sincerity had disappeared. So there's no one answer to that, but the only answer, the only thing I think when we start with, that will be able to understand the people, not collect some data from them. For example, in the election that coming, if you vote for somebody, what reason will you be voting for the person? They don't tell you that. When you collect that data and you analyze that data quantitatively, what that data will tell you, turn it into your platform. When you go in there, you're talking to them, they'll say, yeah, they may know our problem. But when you design platform, you list all your platform, I'll pay your school, I'll do your day, and the people stay there, they think about their cup of rest, your voice will not go anywhere. So to answer your question, we got to sing the song they're singing before we change the process. Thank you.
Thank you. If I can ever see, I beg you, due to time, let's limit the question now to 2. We'll stay here for the post-analysis.
My last question is just simple. Doc?
Yeah.
Will you be on the ballot 2029? Are you running?
Well, by God's grace, everything belongs to God. I'm a person, I'm moved by the Holy Spirit. If the Holy Spirit leads me and incapacitate me and say, run, and the data tells me that I should do it, nothing will stop me from doing it. But only God can stop me. But equally so, like I told you first, I let to go by electability and likability. Once we crunch those data and I feel, and the people feel that I'm likable, I'm electable, and God keeps me alive, healthy, and that's something that we will need to pay attention to God. I cannot tell you anything of that right now because the party does not belong to me. Maybe tomorrow the party will say, look, Jeremiah Wapo, we got somebody that like it when you let people more than you will carry the person and or be able to support that person. So that's the only insight I have for you right now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Again, tonight we are in conversation with Dr. Jeremiah Wapo. He's our guest tonight on the show. And those of you following us on Facebook and YouTube, if you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section. And I'm pretty sure the doctor will answer that for you. Let's go to the CEO to ask his two questions, and then DK will take us home. Then we stay for the post analysis.
Mine is just a
My man, I thought
statement.
you said the CEO will be the last.
No, man, stop
Laugh.
interrupting. I'm about
You got
to,
to laugh, DK.
yeah, I'm about to
Dr.
mute
Wapo, that
him.
your man. You got from the same play down there.
I'm about to mute him
You
just
can come
now.
and ask any hard question
No, that
tonight.
my y'all brother. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing against the man. I want the man to win. Then he give me chalk.
So mine is a statement, and and I would like for Dr. Wapo to either say something about it or maybe we can just go over it. But when you are flying in the airplane, the first thing they can say, when the flight attendants start talking about a safety measure, they'll tell you, say, in case of emergency landing, make sure you you take care of yourself, put your mask on before you attempt to assist whoever next to you. So, as always on this platform, 100%, I will always talk about Booyah. And we are from Booyah, you're from Booyah, and myself. I honestly believe our district is somehow being, treated in some way that we don't know the reason why. Right? There has to be some motive that we don't know of, but you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see that we are not being treated fairly when it comes to everything. When it comes to, you said it when you went into the meeting. You said when you and the president talked, he invited you. You are from Booyah, right? He invited you to go and have discussion regarding the formation of the government or the cabinet. And then from there, one of our Nimba brothers, some of our Nimba brothers were there. There was a lecture between one of our Nimba brothers, because I think I asked you and you confirmed it was a Nimba person. And after that conversation with the president, you were removed. You were left out of the whole formation. That's one strike against our Booyah, our brother. Why? What happened? What went wrong? Why our Booyah, our brother, was taken off the table at that time? And then fast forward to today, they've gone 2 years in the government. I know you've said a lot of great things about them, and all the narrative behind that. 2 years. You have Dr. Jeremiah Wapo, Dr. Kadeka Dan. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Well qualified individual from the district. You, in particular, you and Dr. Dan campaign for this government in Booyah, all over the district. Told our people, this is the government we should vote for. Let's vote for these people. And nothing's happening from that district. And when you ask, is this something that we're working on something? We're working on something. Are they waiting on 2028 to give these calendar, political appointment to our people and expect our people to vote for them? Or what's their reason? And when you look at the other parts of the country, let's say county, Nima County, appointment, other government positions are highly concentrated in District 3 and District 1. So something has to be done. I mean, you are a leader from there. I know you've been kind of skipping it here and there, but let's call it a spade. Yeah, let's call it as it is. And I've always been saying it. I know my sister Lorena said it. We've been talking about it on this platform. I think something has to be done. They need to give us our fair share of the power. We campaign. That's how our people campaign. They stood in the rain, sun, and voted for this government overwhelmingly. Second most vote provided next to District 7. And as they say in Liberia, political rewards are not in heaven, they are right on earth. So if the narrative is going to change, they have to be able to include us. I think you've mentioned something about, your uncle, your little uncle, Jackson F. Doe. We have some of the main men when it comes to Nimba politics, when it comes to Nimba leadership. Most of them hail from Booyah. Even the PYJ they are talking about today that made the current VP, that made most of those guys today that are running the county is from District 5. And they are rewriting the political history or future of Nimba County without including us. There has to be some hidden motive, and I hope something happens. I hope they see that really quick and try to make some adjustment. So that's just my statement. I know I don't want to ask you directly if you want to speak to it. Dr. Wapo, you can share light on it.
I will speak to it so they cannot accuse, or the panelists can accuse others from the same area that you don't want to.
Yeah,
but let me
go
tell
ahead,
you something. Let me tell you something. Anytime you are in a village and nobody gossiping about you, move from there. That means you're useless. If nobody gossiping about you, they're not talking behind you, that means you're useless. Move from there. In Liberia now, in Nimba, like we say in Nimba, being educated in Nimba now is a crime. When you are educated in Nimba County now, it's a crime. But I will not apologize to anybody for being educated. People want us to apologize while we have to reach to the echelon of education, while we have to have extra knowledge that we will look at things from different perspectives. People don't want that. They want so say one, so say all. That's a major problem that we have. Most of us that are affected today, we are educated people. Those who are almost there, they are in the position you can see, they are not like us. So that one of the crimes that we are committed to be educated. I wish I could go by and say, "You'll take a degree from me. Let me be just one bachelor. I bring it to Liberia. Maybe they'll look at me differently." But I said now with 3 bachelor degree, 2 master and a doctorate degree. Who will listen to me now? So the thing that wrong is that we, the educated people, we should not be jealous or prejudiced against ourselves. We should support ourselves or support our kind. And because we're supposed to be the light in the darkness of our people. But if at all you got a bigger light, you leave it. The small light, you say, "I will blow." Then forget about that big light. I'll blow the small light on again. When it shine, will be difficult. So, and I told you earlier, what wrong with us is us. I cannot explain more than that. What wrong with us is us. Thank you.
Thanks,
What
Doc.
wrong with us is us. I like that.
Thank you so much. DK, if you are available now, you can ask your question. I don't know, you are sitting kind of a static. I don't know what is going on, but if you are there, you can ask your question. If you are not available, before we go to the guest to give us his parting comment, Chris wanted to make some clarification there. Maybe the guest can speak to that. Chris, go ahead 1 minute, please.
Thank you. Yes, when Dad was speaking about project, the bridge issue that you were in campaign, you couldn't see the bridge. I just want to clarify that because this is the platform that widely monitor about people in Nimba. So that I think the information, maybe you were talking fast, so you couldn't get it clear. There's a bridge between Kuipie and Zoju that was constructed by President We. I think the picture, Junior can allow to post the picture, and the video is there. So it was a bridge, a very long bridge that was constructed by the former president between Kuipie and Zoju. So it's an issue, the development that took place in that place. So when you're speaking, when you said never happened or you couldn't see it, I don't know which side you use for the campaign. You use the broad jealous side, the previous side to go to Mabli, or you use a gray side. But when you use broad jealous side, you see the bridge you're talking about. Where you give
Well, thank you very much. I did not say it never happened. I didn't say that. I said I did not see it. When I went to Pabli, my route of going to Pabli was through European Old Town, gladly, and I took that path and went to Pabli. I didn't see it didn't happen. I didn't see it.
Junior, can I make a
And
quick comment?
see that?
So, as a
We,
Junior,
we,
can I make a quick comment on that breach?
we'll come to you, Pastor Success. I beg you just hold on a little bit.
Thank you, sir.
So if the bridge is there, we are grateful to the administration that built it, and that's development that we all long for. But if we happen to jeopardize what happened right and what happened wrong, I think I'm a person that you cannot steal $1,000 from me, then you give me $1, then I appreciate you. I can't do that. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Before we go to Pastor Success, when the CEO said, when the CEO make that comment, during your answer, you said, "What is wrong with us is us," and that brought a question to my mind. Recently, Minister Wilmer Pay, former Minister Wilmer Pay from the Ministry of Lands and Mines, was dismissed, and he was replaced with the former representative Martina Ketingma, or our Martina Ketingma replaced Honorable Wilmer Pay. And this has been like a debate all over Liberia now. You being a son of Nima County and also a state mayor from Nima, what say you on this issue? Do you think the President Joseph Yuma Bwaka, is setting Nima or Nimadians against Nimadians?
Well, I don't think so. What I think is that the Constitution said that every appointed position by the president, they serve at his way and pleasure. He decides who should be in what position. So he feels that at this point, Pay has done what he could in a period of time that he has been there, and it's a time to give another person a chance. That's why he took that decision. I wouldn't think that he was setting Nimbayan against Nimbayan. No, I don't think so. I think it's a matter of using his constitutional right.
If you are to be elected tomorrow as president of the Republic of Liberia, would you have done the same, or you have done it differently?
Well, we have to look at the merit and demerit of the removal of Minister Pay. What led to his removal? What are the intricacies of his removal? Once we are able to digest that, then I'll be able to come up and say I would have done it so, or I wouldn't have done it so. But what I know right now is that the president exercised his constitutional right that anybody that's in appointed position, they serve as a way and pleasure of him, and that's what he did. So I cannot say he's setting Nimbayan against Nimbayan. No.
Great. This will be my last
John, we've had the guest for a very long time now. It's going to 11. So if someone else would ask, I think they should ask so we can take leave of our guest. He's been here for a long time now. Dr. Wapo, is that okay with you, or you got a few more minutes?
Well, we should not bamboozle his intelligence. Let him dispense it.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
Thank you. So, Dr. Wapo, during one of your explanations here today, you said the UP-led government is proceeding well, even though they are not doing 100%, but they are doing pretty well than the past administration. And this brought a question to my mind. If this government proceed the way you think, you project them to proceed, if they do that in 2029, would you contest for presidency in Liberia?
You know, you guys are interesting with this, your hypothetical questions. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Unity Party government is doing well as compared to other government. That does not mean that Unity Party government would have done better more than when I was a president. No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't translate. It doesn't translate to that. So the idea that because they are doing well, whether it will give inclination to Jeremiah Wapo appearing in the ballot or not, their weight of leadership does not have anything with my appearance on the ballot. But that is fact due to where it is. Are they doing well? Yes. Had Jeremiah Wapo been president, will he do better than Unity Party? Yes. So I cannot say right now that I will be on the ballot, or when they continue that way, I will be on the ballot or not. What I know for now is that they are doing what they should do, that Liberian people will look at them. But are they still place of improvement? Yes. And there, the gap that is being left there, where we fit in to make it better.
Thank you so much. Pastor Success, welcome. Since you are just coming, we've been here almost 3 hours of our guests. We will just give you one question to ask, then you will stay for the post analysis. I beg you.
So basically, I won't going to be asking questions. I just want to make a quick comment and then we'll move on. Like you guys have said already, the guest have been here for a while. He's someone I know personally. Probably he might have forgotten me. He and I sat on one-on-one, tried to convince me to be on his campaign team when his little brother, his little older brother, introduced me to him from the EP when I was there as a supervisor for maintenance.
That's my
I said,
older
yeah, now I have
brother.
a conversation. I think then he had his office around the Satan area, if I'm not mistaken, something. For him, he and
Yeah.
we have talked before. But I just want to provide those people clarity on the development that the Prince was talking about in Lima County. Specifically, it just soon throw away from a village where I'm from, Zudru. So when you leave from Quito, you pass Zudru before reaching Babli. So when you say you use, by the way, or your PA, if they not pass Babli, then you won't see that bridge. But if you pass Babli and went to Zodru, then you might have opportunity to make use of that decent bridge. That bridge was broken down during the Civil War. It was always like sticks. People logging come, they put it at the pass, they log and forget about the place when they rain. I mean, when the
Yeah, I think the pastor is having some network issue
On
again.
the Fargo people, they got bad network.
Yeah, so Wapo, it has been a great conversation with you tonight. It has really been a wonderful one. It was insightful. It was eye catching. It was learning. It was mouth watering, and all of the adjectives you think you can use of it. In 2 minutes, give us your parting comment. Maybe something we didn't touch that you want to touch for us. Maybe a greeting to your people in Nima and the surrounding. You can say that for us in 2 minutes.
Well, I want to be fervently grateful to you guys, especially to the CEO. The first of all, for him to think beyond the curtain and say, let me reach to WAPO and see what he has to offer the Nima people to hear from me. I'm sincerely grateful for that. And I'm grateful to you guys also who taking your business schedules, coming here to invoke the spirit of Nimba together so we can find unison. I sincerely appreciate that. All I have to tell the Nimba people is that we shouldn't lose hope. We shouldn't lose hope. The big things are ahead. And I will leave you guys with a proverb. Dog and elephant, they got pregnant together. When they got pregnant together, what happened was that after 3 months, the dog delivered. Then the elephant was still pregnant. And another 3 months, dog got pregnant again. In 3 months, dog delivered. Elephant stay pregnant. Another 3 months came, 9 months gone, 18 months gone. Elephant stay pregnant. Dog now gave a lot of babies. But what happened is that each time dog delivers, with the fine puppies, people will come and take the puppies away. They will carry it. And dog doesn't have any child to give it water, even when it has malaria or when it's sick. He ain't got nothing. He ain't got nobody to give it water. So dog got up one day and went to elephant and told elephant this. Elephant, you and I got pregnant together. I've delivered time again and again. I've delivered so many babies. And people even took my baby. I don't even have any anymore. The elephant looked at the door and told the door this. What in my stomach that I'm carrying is not puppy, it's elephant. What in my stomach that I'm carrying is not puppy that will come out in 3 days that people will come and take it and carry it. What's in my stomach is elephant. The day I deliver, people will come from around the world and come and look at what I have brought forth on this earth. People will come. They will pay money to see what I brought forth. They will not be able to take it because it's elephant baby. It's not puppy. So my message to Nimba people is this. We shouldn't rush. Other people producing presidents. But Nimba, the day we produce president, it will be elephant baby, will not be baby for puppies. and we'll be moving to the higher height. Thank you very much. And I leave that with you guys. We will deliver with elephant baby, not puppies.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Wapo. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I look forward to hearing from you people again.
Thanks, Doc. Okay. Thank you.
And so, folks, that was the voice of Dr. Jeremiah Wapo. And you listen to him. He explained, he answered all of our questions lengthily. As always, we stay back here to have our post analysis of the show, what to make of the guest's appearance and his discussion. We're going to give each person 3 minutes. You can do that with your parting comments. And I will start with the CEO. After the CEO, we'll go to Madam Lorena to Shadrach Thomas, from Shadrach to Chris, and then to Pastor Success. But guess what? Tonight's show is a kind of, let me say, one-sided, because we got 3 citizens on the show. We got 1 function, and then we got 1 unity party man. Maybe when DK join in, we'll get 2 unity party men. But as of now, we got 3 citizens, 1 function, and 1 unity partisan.
So who the conscience? Oh, say Lorena.
Yeah, Madam Lorena is the conscience.
Besides that, we never attacked on there. There were other guests. The other people we attack you, we never attacked on there.
No, because the guests that came, the guests are not from Unity Party. I'm very optimistic if that guest came from Unity Party.
But the guest support the Unity Party.
Okay, you win. Yeah. Let's start with you, CEO. Let's hear you.
Yeah, but like I said, thanks to my big brother, he's one of the greatest sons of Nema County. Most people may not know him, but if you interact with him, you meet with him, and you sit with him, you get to know him. He's an intellectual, sound big brother, an asset to our county. So, I think it's an honor to have him on our show tonight. Thanks to our viewers, our followers for always being there with us and hanging in there with us, even if it's late at night. Tomorrow again will be on a Larry Youngquay. He will be on here to finish what he started yesterday, and it's promising to be a really good show tomorrow. So we hope that everyone can come in. And for him, he's ready to go. He's ready to fire. He's ready to answer questions. He's ready to open up and talk about Nema County, Liberia, and everything else around there. So looking forward to that tomorrow. Again, thanks to all the panelists for always coming. The time has changed on our side here, so we may want to make, I don't know how we would do it, but we'll talk that in-house. The time changed. That's why some of us were late today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, CEO. Madam Lorena, let's hear your 3 minutes.
Okay. So what is this? Thanks to all of the panelists and thanks to the guests. Somebody said there was no attacking tonight on the show. People can disagree and still be factual. So that was what Dr. Wapo demonstrated tonight on the show. He still has a political ambition to become a president, but he's still objective. He still recognized that there can only be one leader at a time. And in fact, he's not one of those who people clapping because Senator Koga is in the news saying something about the vice president because they want to clash. They want Nima to come down so badly. But instead, remember, he's not working in the government, but he took upon himself, met with the senator, met with the VP, according to him, I'm quoting him, and based on that, they were able to put some things together. So, like I have always said, the issue of reconciling Nima is not left to one person, because even if the one who is in the lead or who is the vice president, if he extends hand of reconciliation, if the next person decide not to accept it or decide that okay, once I'm not the one, I will not accept it, they will still find a point to turn it around. So on the show, you see, I'm wearing a Nima t-shirt and I have my Nima flag. I have just come to know on the show that if you went to grand pastor tonight or anytime or any country in Liberia, you will always be a stranger. By the time you say your name is Shedra Doki and your name is Lorena Dunke, your name is Avin Shaka, for those who like are the typical name, you know, people will be who me. Oh, if my name out, she for name out. Now what people will be who me. But if you went to Standing Code and say, I'm
Are you
Shedra Doki,
insinuating that the name
man,
Dennis is not from Nima?
eh? I'm not
Are you
insinuating
insinuating
I work
that?
across the country. I'm not insinuating, I'm saying the truth thing. I'm
So
working
Dennis
across the
is not from
country.
Nima?
So I know that. Why?
Dennis, like
Is it
as the
why?
source. Is
No,
the
I'm
name
saying
Dennis
the
from
name
Nima?
you call. No. Sedition, wait. The name that when you call people recognize where you come from. That's what I mean. Then if it's an English name, could be any other person. So I know my brother is from probably he's from Nima County, but I'm just saying I hope he understands if I say my name is Lorena Davis, who tells where I'm from? Nobody. In fact, the team from Deesville or from Addington or from Bento. But if I say my name Lorena Gonkanu, eh? That's what I'm trying to say. I hope you all please get it right before you say after the brother is not from Nima, he's from Pabli, and I know that. Please. So I have just come to say on the show in our different way that we disagree. You for CMC, you for CDC, you for Unity Party, you for your friend of Jerry, you whatever. We should remember there's one denominator, and that denominator is Nima. And we can disagree upon anything, but we must agree upon Nima. And when we say the good of Nima, it's not a good of Nima, it's not in one person. It's not like a figure is taking someone to say there's a good of Nima or there's a person Nima carrying 2029 because Nima in the first place is not carrying anybody 2029 because why? We have a certain vice president who is from Nima. If Councillor Gongro wants to contest in Nima 2020, contest as a presidential candidate in 2029, yeah, that's a constitutional way. Is he qualified? Yes. In fact, the constitution did not say anything about qualification. It just talk about age, being Liberian, and blah, blah, blah. And I like the way that the Wapo Poli say likability, electability. I like those words. So in election, people say, "Oh, wow, the other person was in the race. You didn't vote for the person. It was that person electable. Not only electable in your hometown or in your home district, but across the county and across the rest of the 14 counties. So we can disagree. Let be factual. Like Shedra, the last time he said, and the free school closed, the was closed, and I corrected it and said, no, it still continue. When he checked and he came back to me and gave me credit. That's how we should disagree. We should not disagree and know the truth and decide to bend the truth because we want it to favor a certain political party. We shouldn't do that. We should be truthful as panelists on this media for us to become maintain the credibility people are giving us. I think the other day, our president hall 8:05. And then the second lady say, "Oh, my sister, you're not going on the show tonight." I said, "No, I'll go on the show. Send the VP." I said, I come and say, "Really, I'm going on the show." She said, "Oh, you can go on the show from your phone." I said, she said, "Hey, so I can listen from your phone." Yeah. So people are, people just wait for that time. They even know the time more than us. So, but the way they will maintain our interest and the respect for what information we give, not because our
Yeah, so I think her network dropped.
Opposition people not jumping on that word. Chris.
Yeah.
No,
Shadrach
I don't.
Thomas.
I don't want network. Just for 10 minutes for 3 minutes at all. That's what I'm saying.
Shadrach Thomas, let's hear you, Chief.
It's been for the 3 minutes. Chris, how everything? Okay, so I really wanted Lorena to be online.
Can I just end my internet? Give me out and then I might go off anytime. Please,
No,
Shadrach.
we don't want you to go off. I personally want you to remain. I don't want you to go off.
So let's
Because
give you 30
Why?
my
seconds.
closing statement will be surrounded around you, Lorena. Please don't go off.
Let's give you 30 seconds to just end for us. And Lorena, are
What?
you there? Let's give
Okay,
you
so
30 seconds.
our kind of on easy one that said there was no bridge that was built by the CDC government because in as much as we want to support, I support this government. When CDC did something that I know of, unless I don't know, I would say they did it, which is true they did. But I used to pass and
Internet and I go.
She going
The
again.
VP
All
paying
right,
you. Then why you
go
can't
ahead.
get internet? You can't get good internet
He gave me
service.
spotted. He gave me spotted shootout.
Yeah,
He gave me
man.
spotted whole shootout.
Don't go off. I really want to address to talk.
Let Chris go first. Let Chris go first.
Okay, Chris, go. Maybe you'll come back.
Uh, Thank you. Uh, when the show started, the first statement from Dada Wapa need that you could be realistic in your discussion. Yeah, I'm a critical person. How would this maybe critical is a Boaka invited to us to the same mission? You think I'm not critical on the government? Why would I be critical on the government?
So,
One
Chris,
of those, yeah,
Chris, I beg you. You are my friend, right?
yeah.
We are friends now, and I'm nowhere. Tomorrow, if I shall become president of Liberia and I invite you to my office or to my house, does that in any way change your mind from being critical?
Yeah, I will tell you the reason. That I'm now waiting for him to be appointed. I told you before the show, Tipan, if you know pass. The next 2 years we get that I'm be appointed somewhere. He will never be a critical government. That I want to told yesterday. That criticizing the government appointment for the so yeah, asking him Lopa. Did he answer that question? He never. He did it right. So when he appeared at you, when he made a factual statement, I need that the entire discussion will not be real. It will not be real. And the next thing I will say this, right? That I want to talk about legibility in this. He contested 2 times in Liberia, never crossed 18. He parted. The records out there. The 2 times that were contested, he never participated in voting in Liberia. Did he deal legibility? Did he went across the country to do to people to know that he's elected? He never. But today you can't play double politics. That's a double star politics on the play tonight just because he will not be critical. But 2 times he contested. 2017, he did a solve the data issue. If he did it, why he couldn't pass 15? If 22 put up on the contested or 25 put up on the contested, he never before in the 14. They did the data solve he talked about. He never. So that Wapo have been compromised. He will never try to give the government. And take it, don't take this. The day that I want to be critical of the government, that means you have to appoint him. So that's the reality. The reason I brought up bridge issue because I was sat on the show to talk about this never be a bridge in that play bubble. We're on the show still going all right. People are calling me from tap. When the phone are going off. There's a little jail call from God Jera tonight. She's in a video from God Jera. So never God Jera. But you say, no, he passed this Chris here. Are you kidding me? You talk about development. Between Bon and Nima, the what's president we are building. Why the government is see up to the Liberian people?
No, he said he didn't see it.
Yeah, why you can't be
Everything
see
we are
up?
doing, he didn't see it.
Why would you? In the first thing is when he started on the show, he said, we are. After you're very David stable to the former president. That'd be real. He's an educated person. He teaches in the voice of people to be stable. Actually, he has a traditional background in Lima.
But you can call the VP kung all the time.
No. I was a VP Kun. On the show, I said Kun. I said VP Kun. And for now on, see you check me for now on. I will have a disagreement. But he admitted.
Got a recording. I will. You saw how, but we
okay.
Last time.
No problem. No problem.
Recording. Wait. I will go take my time. I'll do the research. Bring the recording of you referring to VP Kun as Kun.
Okay, no problem. If that happens, I will apologize. Trust me. Yeah. So the issue is that a Wapo sat on the show, educated person, refer to the former president. Jowia. That a Wapo went to school. He earned that PhD. We will refer to Dr. Wapo. They will not say Wapo. He will get there. They earn it. President, we are supposed to get up that new former president or president. If you are dressing that former president, Jowia. It is a society of more young people to be. And the last thing I will talk about, I took a point down here, and I will speak on it. When Jada Wapo was talking, he mentioned two things I will talk about. The first thing he said, he did a parable about elephant and dog. I don't know who is now the elephant anymore. Because BBC will be the VP. So if you want going tomorrow, if you want to go looking at tomorrow, that means you want to be the elephant anymore. Right? So people should not use political jargon to confuse our people. It's where now some of us now will be very critical. In my last point, you know, that will allow for the veteran to come in. Go ahead, do research that I want record when you're contesting. If that Wapo have crossed the fact thing, that means have the ability and capability and the charisma to connect your way. So it's nowhere that Wapo can show well. So who are going through the run of fire, children politics that understands the litigation. So Kajo on the show is lying. That Wapo have been coming mad. That Wapo waiting for a job to be appointed. That Wapo never press a phone. The minute that head to Waka House, who were in that meeting, I'm not demanding, well, not different talk of it. It's different talk of two. So that would never try to the government because yes, they say CDC appoint other people for East. Lofa get other appoint to the government had a pedigree. So talk about it for now the show, you bigger right age, that is the open mark. And for now on to the Wabo, so we're the party. We will not be serious. We can put a discussion for critiquing opposition at war. Thank you.
I have to disagree with you on that. Seriously, Chris. In all fairness, you know, we all see Shadra laughing. You know, in all fairness, you cannot say that about the doc. You know, he criticized the government to some extent. He criticized the government to some extent. Yeah, he talked about the way in which the jobs are not fairly distributed when it comes to Nima County. He talked about that. He also acknowledged the CDC development initiative across the country. He talked about PHP. He talked about the invisible part. He talked about a few things, but he's being objective, and that's his right. Right? As a politician, as a human being, a son of Nima County, and son of the country, he has his right to agree to side with whoever he wants to. If he feels that the current government is doing well, they are doing well. You see Shadrach King, he cataloged everything, he gave his point, he made his point. And the doc actually agreed with Shadrach, right? But I don't think it's a good idea to throw a blanket statement at him because he agreed with the government. We can't sit here and say, you know, he has been compromised. The man stated that he and President Barker had a very good relationship. They had a cordial relationship. Shadrach and I were friends. If he happens to support a different party, I support a different party, he becomes the president, it doesn't mean that Shadrach will never call me into his crib to go hang out. That doesn't make me compromise. So I don't think it's fair to say to our guest that he has been compromised, especially when he's not on the show. He's already left. And then while post-analysis, we are throwing these blanket accusations. I think that's unfair on your part. I like Shadrach on the analysis. Shadrach criticized him when he was here. He said all those things when he was here. But I don't think it's fair to have our guests leave and then we start using all those words like he's compromised and you know he's no longer. You can't take him politically serious because and all that. So I think that's disservice, you know, and I have to just say that.
Yes,
Thank you,
CEO. Yeah, okay. I can't CEO. CEO. Yeah, I can't see.
My man, can't finish, man. We gotta say our own. Yeah. So before we go to Shadrach, the doc spoke very well. My only problem that I had with him was him not accepting the fact that former President we have a master degree and also went to school. That was my only dissatisfaction with him on the show. But he can sing all the praises, that's his right. But when the CEO called him to order at that point in time, he didn't accept the fact. He said, no, you can get the paper, but the way you get it will not be fair, will not be this, will not be that. This is the same Dr. Wapo that yesterday Martin Colley was calling him out for XYZ reason. And I don't think, as educated as he is, he should be the one to start saying all those kind of thing about somebody who went to school, actually got their degree, and it is conferred upon them. For you to say no, it wasn't conferred properly. That's my only dissatisfaction with him. But he did his thing. It is level of the audience to judge whether or not he's the best guest we've had so far. But let's hear you, Shadrach. Go ahead, Chief.
CEO, could you please come online if you are not gone far? I don't know. Is the CEO around or he went far? Okay, so I would like to start from where I stopped. And obviously, I tried disagreeing with him on other stuff. So, in as much as he's not here, I will still disagree with so many things. I want to be factual, and I want to be to the point. Let me be realistic to you. I've known Dr. Wapo for so long. I should frankly tell you that I expected more from Dr. Wapo tonight than Honorable Nyankwe. In terms of experience, Honorable Larry is more experienced than that. But in terms of education, Dr. Wapo is more educated than Honorable Nyankwe. But what I experienced tonight is how I feel, that which nobody can steal from me. I'm very disappointed in Dr. Wapo performance tonight. Very, very disappointed. Because I saw the attribute of cowardice. Cowardice. And I expected him to be bold enough to speak to issues. But more like he was like using jargon. And he was just pontificating. So where I expected him to speak to issues, he was saying pontificating. For example, His Excellency Bwaka invited you to his farm. And then a Nimbadian stopped you from entering. Because it was that Nimbadian that spoke with Bwaka, and then you were stopped from entering. The only Nimbadian that has Bwaka here in this government is VP Kun. Let's call spade a spade. There is no Nimbadian in this government that has the ears of the president more than Vice President Jeremiah Kun. So if you say you were invited to the president's farm to dialogue with him, and a Vice or a Nimbadian stop you from going in, call spade a spade. This is a show where we come to disagree and agree for the good of Nima.
Now, Shadrach, you're a politician.
Okay.
Shadrach, you are definitely a politician.
Yeah. So this is where we come. This is where we come to disagree and agree for the good of Nima. I said here last night that we have a king on our plane, and that person determine on whether this plane will crash or not. In order for this plane to have a safe landing, we must tell this man the right thing, not to come and purport him, catapult him with process. And then he kept saying, the problem with Nima is Nima. The problem with Nima is Nima. Who is the problem with Nima that is Nima? There is no Nimbadian that has a greater say in this government than Vice President Kun. So, Honorable Garrison Yeru was dismissed. His tenure did not end. The central bank governor was dismissed. His tenure did not end. The commissioners for LTA were dismissed. They caught every one of them and they settled them, they paid them off. But today, Garrison Yeru has not received a dime. He is a Nimbadian. He is a Nimbadian. For the scene we are district Garrison Yelu. Okay. Today, Musa Berete was contesting to become deputy speaker. All the lawmakers of Nima went against him, influenced by other people to do it, with the exception of Taiwan Way. The problem with Nima is Nima. Today, a woman pay was dismissed, and a timber was employed. The problem with Nima is Nima. So who is that architect? Who is that crafted person? Who is that problem? Who is that embodiment of struggle in human flesh that we are seeing? That a veteran, a grandiloquent one, a grammarian, a sound politician in Dr. Wapo cannot muster the courage to say it, that we will all disagree and agree for the common good of the country. I say I disagree with him, and I categorize his appearance as cowardice. Because if today there can be a groundbreaking ceremony in Lofa County where they are doing a groundbreaking for a stadium that worth over 7.5 million, if today there can be a presidential visa ongoing construction in Lofa that worth over 10 million, if today they can be constructing brand new roads, schools, and hospitals across Lofa, if today I just named to him over 5 to 7 ministers, not deputy, ministers, including directors for Central Bank, LRA, and other places, all from Lofa. What I just named here today, if you aggregate it, it's more than 85% of the job in this government, all from Lofa. And then a Dr. Wapo that served as an inspiration of Nima, a Dr. Wapo that we try to consider as our kingsman redeemer, a Dr. Wapo that we think can be a bold man to speak for us tomorrow with boldness and confidence, can stand and tell us that Dog was pregnant and Dog did it for 3 months, LFM pregnant, and after 2 months we should be patient. I consider that cowardice, injustice to the conscience of the people of Nimba that stood under the rain, under the sun to cast their vote. And I say I'm disappointed in him. And I think he should do better than that. If Nima must be united, we must say the truth to those that hear, those that have the power to change things. Because you shall know the truth. And it is only the truth that has the ability, the propensity, the proclivity to set you free. I submit.
Thank you so much, Shadrach. Thank you very much. You say your thing.
I see you over his hand down. I see you over his hand down.
I want to, yeah, man, it's necessary. It's part of the discourse. But I still, I beg you, give me 2 minutes. Probably less. Let me.
You're still fighting for a man.
No. I'm not fighting for my baby. It's something serious. No, you said two couple of things there. One, you talk about, compare Honorable Yonkwe and Dr. Wapo education, and you said Honorable Yonkwe may have the experience more than Dr. Wapo. And you said Dr. Wapo is more educated than Honorable Yonkwe. On paper, you will say yes, Dr. Wapo got a terminal degree, but that doesn't necessarily translate into education. So I wanted to make that.
No, clear. I'm saying paper on paper, and not paper now.
Yeah, so we're talking paper. And then also again, let's be fair, right? So he acknowledged, Dr. Wapo acknowledged the fact that folks from Lofa got more jobs than in my country. He said it. But then he gave the reason why. He gave some reason why. He said that was more cultural, right? And he said, if it was him, would he have done it differently? And he said, yes. If it was me, I would have done it completely different. It won't be the same.
So see, you are not cutting off. That's what I said. He was pontificating. To pontificate means to struggle over the usage or the expression of the real thing because you are intimidated by conscience and guilt. He did not allude to those things willingly. Okay. He did
Right.
not allude to that. He did not say it willingly.
Right. So
He was coherent.
it would be unfair to say that he never agreed to it. He agreed to it. He acknowledged. He said,
But
yeah,
CEO,
when I speak,
here he condemned it during the Virginia press conference. He condemned it when the guy from the Southeast. So we expect to do the same thing now.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
so,
Yes.
So again, we can go back and forth, but we'll let it be. Chris want to turn into debate. But anyway, it was a good show. Dr. Wapukin, he made his point. As you can see, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that he's aligning with the current government. He's more hopeful. He kept saying that he's hopeful. Things going to happen. It may not be right now. Again, I'm just saying what he said, right? Summarizing it, paraphrasing it. Things going to happen. He believes in this government. He thinks the government got more to offer, and he believes there are more to come. And as you can tell, on the show myself, I disagree with him. I said, are they waiting for 2028 to start, making appointments, right? So that's his point. He feels that the government is doing well. He feels that the government got more to do. We should work with Nima County. But at the same time, too, he was disappointed. You could tell he was disappointed in the government, but he also remains hopeful. That's the biggest line that I got from him there. But yeah,
Thank you.
overall, man, great show, great show. Well, veterans doing my first coming on.
If you haven't seen it yet, just give us your analysis and your parting comment, and let's go.
All right.
But the camera turn around, Vet.
Huh?
Your camera is showing the TV. We can see your feel.
Oh. I don't know why it's like that.
You got to switch it to yourself, turn it to yourself.
Like Chris and Shadrach, this man.
We're trying to hijack it.
Yeah, so let's bear with the veteran that just join us in maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah,
And,
because he keeps showing the room, and
It was a good show.
that's what makes it so the heat hour, right? That's what makes it the heat hour. We come, I actually enjoy having this conversation with Shadrach, with Sis Lorena, with Marfa, everybody. We come here, we disagree on an intellectual basis. We are changing the discourse in Nima. We are changing it in Liberia. We are not just here one-sided. We can't just agree with each other all the time and make the show not good. That's why we went to school for, right? So let's keep it going. That man show you remote now. I remote control CEO.
The man say you take manipulate the court. Is that waiting for the man? Man case will criminal court.
So, but anyway, tomorrow is going to be fascinating. It's going to be fiery. It's going to be, again, one of my favorite. Another senior brother that big brother, elder.
Actually. I love him for his boldness.
Yeah, so he's going to be here tomorrow, and he's going to be talking. All the people that come in here taking our quotation and carrying it without giving us credit. Shadrach, you are head of that security. You got to make sure.
No, thank you. We'll work on it.
So the veteran will not be joining us. I think he's facing some network
technical issue.
Yeah.
But before we go, again, as always, we would like to remind our people that on the 15th of this month will be our groundbreaking ceremony in Ganta. We are building a modern TV station. This is an entire empire, and we want to call on the general public, whatever you have that day, whether one bricks, one bag of cement, a shovel, a digger, whatever you have, you can go to contribute, and we will have a specific statue or wall built to recognize all of our partners that will contribute to the project. And we're asking all of you, the program will be on the 15th, is around Old Radio Ketema. It's Dekamen, right? CEO?
Yeah, Dekamen or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Dekamen community right around opposite Old Radio Ketema. You can go there that day. The program will be graced by the CEO. The CEO will be there. A lot from Liberia will be there. So y'all can go hang out and chill. For me, I sit in my little corner and I'm observing. So Shadrach, you will be there that day. I know. Chris, I'm not pretty sure of that because
I'll be there.
I know Shadrach will be
there. If for also my graduation time, but CEO, after the show will talk, I will speak on behalf of Tapeta.
Very good. That's a good one. Shadrach, are you speaking on behalf of Doki Squatter in San Nicolas?
For now, I'll still gonna be on CDC.
Okay, that's good. We love that. We love that. So it was a
So,
great show tonight, gentlemen. We really appreciate you guys. You can have a blessed Sunday from your end. For me, it's Monday already. And so, like I say, be blessed, stay safe. Tomorrow will be um, the old man. Wait, is it? No, no, no.
young
Young
Kwe,
Quay.
my man, young Kwe.
Larry Yonkwe.
And
Very
some
tough
of my
talking in
people
Badian.
already. So you will
Very,
be
very
here
good.
tomorrow and we'll have the conversation again. See you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed night.
Thank you.